Okay, you're on.
Oh. Welcome to Area of Effects Productions, our weekly D&D game. It's time for everybody to kick back, relax. Oh, I can hear myself. This is not good. There we go. All right, welcome to Area of Effects Productions. This is our weekly D&D game. Everybody, join us for some kicking back, relaxing, having fun, adventuring. I'd like to thank our players, Luke, Zach, Erinn, and Tad, for joining us. Thanks, Tad, for managing our stream, audio, Photoshop, etc. Luke for getting us on those YouTube videos. Really appreciate it. If you want to contact any of us, you can find me at Jesse Miller PLZ. That's Jesse without an I, Miller like the drink PLZ. You can find our buddy Luke over here at Mark__Datter. Zach at Norian De Iridius. That's NORIEN_DE_IRIDIUS. And if you want to contact all of us, you can go ahead and head over to Twitter at Productions_AO. To bring us into the game today, we'll recap a little bit. Last session, our party started off in Reichma's lair. She's a evil green hag. They had just sundered her the session before, divulging some information between each other. They kind of were trying to determine their next actions, and had a few different ways to go. There was an interesting lead on a vague direction of a dragon that they were unsure of. They thought perhaps maybe slaying it could benefit them and others. But they have a few more determined routes that they can go. With this, they decided they should head towards the labyrinth of the Camus Mora, where they could either try and encounter a hag creature-like thing called the Night Mother, or perhaps try their fate in the labyrinth itself, or both. Who knows what they'll do. So with that, they head north on the road back to the main town they've been perusing, called Valtine. On one night, due to some fortunate luck, they found this large underground dark steel, or perhaps lead box, kind of lodged in the sand, and they found a unique magic veil within that they promptly sold off when they returned to Valtine to their good friend Udatoth. Saying hi to Jasmine on their way through, they collected some rations and decided to head out from town pretty promptly. They acquired some camels from a cactus farmer named Mr. Cleve, orcish fellow, gruff, old, smoked pipe tobacco, you know the kind. And with their camels, they are aiming to set out for their nearest adventure. With that, you guys find yourselves in the station where all the camels, the little barn area. If I remember correctly, Aldaria was saying hello to a few of them, and they were all going, "Hello? What's this?" Stomping in the sand a little bit. This is pretty much a hovel-like structure, kind of open air, but has a roof to kind of protect the camels, large troughs for them to drink from. Most of them seem very happy, actually. You'd expect worker camels, probably, like you'd think bad conditions, but these ones seem to be completely happy with their situation, and you're all kind of being loaded up, instructed basics of how to ride these individual creatures. Is there anything you'd like to do as you guys are prepping, getting ready to go?
Well, I'm okay. Actually, I think I'm ready to go.
You do?
I don't know about y'all.
Can we do the camels have saddlebags or anything like that we could put some of the rations that I'm carrying into? Because I have like 25 wides.
Yeah, upon basic talking with a few stable hands, they provide you guys with proper saddles and things with which to hook the bags that you're carrying currently. So you guys should all be set there. Anything else before people are heading out? Or are you guys ready to start your second foray?
Did we travel at the end of the last?
No, I had you guys do some rolls to get the travel rolls out ahead of time, just to try and smooth the process a little bit. So with that as a recap, I suppose we'll go over briefly what went down, which was, one moment please. Aldaria gained half proficiency. in Alchemical's Alchemy Toolkit. Kylar also managed to find half proficiency in a locksmith's lockpicks toolkit. I believe. Do you have a lockpicks toolkit on you, Kyler?
Yeah, I bought it from Utah,
Perfect.
along with a set of locks ranging from average to master,
Right. Perfect.
and the brochure he gave me, the beginner's guide.
Right. So yeah, you're guessing that further progress is definitely possible, but it's probably going to require a pretty decent amount of luck without some further texts and things to help you with the more complicated locks.
Okay.
Erzan also started attempting to conjure some basic holy magic and create his own spells. Finding some very good success. He thinks he's on the edge of succeeding already, actually, at the end of this travel. Assuming he survives. Nova, we talked briefly about you investigating your book, if you remember that, as well as Kylar.
That's right.
Just briefly for that, and I think that should recap everything people did over the basics of the rolling and stuff for the travel for this session. Does that sound like everything clear?
Sounds
Cool.
good to me.
So
We are still just like 3 or 4 miles outside of Valtine, right?
Yeah, you guys are. I believe I said 3 last session, 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. Something in that realm, yeah, 2 to 4.
And how long is this journey again? If we travel at full speed?
You would approximate on camels. Probably it was going to be about a week. You're probably guessing in the realm of about 4 days now. Since you're
I see.
off road, it's going to still be a while, but with camels, it'll smooth out that trip a lot.
Sure. And Kyla and Alderia are sharing a camel, correct?
yeah, since you had Amma and Nova himself is a beefy boy.
You damn right.
He's quite the beefy boy.
Alrighty. With all of the logistics underway and mostly prepped for, you guys mount your camels and head out into the scorching desert sun. Right above you, it's just this deep, steaming orange, kind of probably midday now, almost directly above you. You can see above the large waves of desert in front of you. You just see rippling sand of just like that heat emanating off of it. Feeling pretty fortunate that you're solid 3-4 feet above it currently, but your camels don't seem to mind whatsoever. With all of the prep made, you guys go ahead and head out into the desert. I'm going to ask, since you guys are heading into deep desert territory, you guys know you're heading northwest from Valtine. You could follow the road directly west and then try to make north. That's probably going to add some extra time onto your travel. But it might be more surefire if you have someone that's confident that they could figure out when to get off the road and head north. Otherwise, you could try and make a beeline cut angle straight to it, or if there's another idea you guys might want to take, that's up to you. But I'll let you guys decide what the best course is for you.
Well, I'm quite accustomed to finding my way. I don't know if any of you would rather take the mantle on that. Otherwise, I'm fairly comfortable.
I
I'm
just
something
assume
of a city boy, so I don't think that'll be a whole lot of help here.
I'm fairly familiar with navigation. However, my suggestion be we take a straight line as it's the most direct route, especially now that we have camels. It'd be a little more dangerous if we were on foot. However, we do have transportation.
Okay.
I agree with that as long as we're not concerned about getting lost or any fauna that we know of around here that could be dangerous in that area.
I'm not familiar with the desert, unfortunately. My expertise lies more towards the water.
So the decision is to cut through the desert?
That would be my
Nobody has
suggestion,
any-
anyways.
Yeah, as long as nobody has any objections.
And Nova, you think you can get us there? Would be my other reservation.
Yeah, I mean, unless I know we got a little druid lady with us. I don't know if she is more familiar with the desert area than I am. Otherwise,
Don't believe I am. I think I'm from forest.
right. Yeah. So why don't I'll keep an eye on.
That was kind of a question, right?
Oh,
Just say I'm from the
yeah.
forest.
I'm from Forest,
You-
right?
I
I'm never
suppose
forest.
off the top of my head, I don't know if you're proficient in survival, but in general, you're more familiar with the forest for sure. That's where you grew up.
Okay.
You
I have
spent
a
a little
0
time
in
out.
survival.
Yeah.
I have plus
That'll
5
do it.
survival, but I'm not proficient.
Wow. Yeah, I would say you're pretty good. I mean, you know your way around stuff as a nature girl, but up to you to determine how much you think actually you are familiar with the desert. You've spent some time out here now, at least.
Sailor Moon nature.
Yeah. Why don't you take the lead and I'll back you up.
Okay.
Sounds good. So you guys pull out the scrolling map of the individual Udatoth that they gave you. And if you'd like to go ahead and navigate through the desert, Alderia, going kind of the diagonal route, circumnavigating the road, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Survival check?
Yeah.
Oh my
Can you
god.
tell us a bit about the landscape?
Yeah, you see, as you guys are going out, just kind of that very deep, almost Saharan wave. It looks like ocean that's just moving over the course of just like infinite time. Just slowly, you just see crests that are like tipped over, somehow force keeping them up just to crumble into the wind. Sand is kind of whipping into your face, but not harshly yet. There's no sandstorm or anything whipping up at this current point. Everything is barren, dry, sweltering heat. As far as you can see right now, outside of the cactus farm to your posterior, there is not a sign of life besides yourselves.
And there are no like discerning landmarks on the horizon or anything like that.
Not currently. Definitely not currently.
17.
17 for your survival roll. You guys get through. Well, actually, hold it. Before I get too far ahead of myself, may I have? Who did this? Alderia was last, and Kyler was before her. So can I have Erzan go ahead and roll me a D100?
D100.
Yes,
Sure.
please.
98.
Did you guys notice how the music cut out right there?
Yeah.
That was really timely.
Yeah.
Come look. I haven't touched it.
Are you
Wow.
serious?
98.
Wow.
All right, Erzan,
Actually, 98.
I also will need you to roll me a. You guys can't roll below a.
So you immediately die.
You immediately get struck by lightning, and we start over. No, that's awesome. That's good.
98% chance.
Um,
TPK.
Erzan, go ahead and roll me a die 10 at advantage, please.
So you're
it's
saying
die
there's
10
a
is the higher
chance.
one. There is a chance.
8.
8, okay. Yeah, so you guys will. Okay.
So you guys get another 1,000 gold.
So you guys, you're cresting over. The day is starting to get late. The sun is starting to set behind you. Still quite warm out, but the coolness of kind of that lower sun not blasting directly through the atmosphere is, and at your back at this point is quite nice. You guys, as you're setting out, see in the distance a grove of sorts. You see like almost palm tree like things sticking really, you imagine at this distance they're quite large. It doesn't seem to be huge width wise at this point, but as you're kind of looking out, it looks like it would make an amazing place, a very suitable place to camp for now.
I look at Nova and I say, I've heard that there are mirages in the desert.
That's
Is that true?
A mirage? All I've ever ran into was sand and maybe some lizards.
Well, there's some trees over there. I nudge my camel in that direction.
Do you guys like to go?
Do I see the trees as well?
Yeah, you guys, as you guys are all looking, you see this If it is a mirage, it is casting upon all of your eyes simultaneously.
Right.
Notably, this is not on the map Udatov gave you. Well,
I mean, hey, yeah, I'm down to get out of the sun for a little bit.
A little respite would be nice.
All right, let's go.
Alderia, you must be the most excited out of everybody. There's grass over there.
I do love grass. Let's go.
You guys start navigating on your very, very nice success of the day. You probably get within 100 meters. You're guessing, kind of looking at a lay of it, you'd guess it's probably maybe 100 meters by 100 meters square as well. Maybe a little more, a little less, give or take. The sand kind of creeps into this like unnatural seeming mound of sand and now transferring into grass and underbrush. Very interesting. You see numerous palm trees kind of form almost a protective shell, but you can kind of see through them. You see kind of the sparkling of water reflecting off, but at this distance you can't quite see too much. As you continue forward, you kind of reach to the outside of it again, just seeing those large palm trees above you swaying gently in the wind, above in the clear desert air. You peer through and you see, like, again, describing that water kind of reflecting. You now see the source of it, just this shallow but very clear pool in the center. And you see, with their back to you, two small humanoid creatures kind of crouched next to it. One seems to have the fishing pole kind of dripped in the water gently, and the other one is kind of just leaning next to him. Seems to be almost maybe like that one is sleeping. Haven't noticed your presence yet.
Hello.
Can you make out what they look like at all?
From behind, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, those not good. 10.
10. I will say you catch a glimpse. They're mostly clothed. You see both of them seem to be wearing like almost tank top implements with hoods atop them, but their arms distinctly are sticking out for the sun to see. You see one has pure white feathers upon their arms, and the other has pure black feathers. They seem to be diminutive-sized creatures as well. And you do, Erzan, do you shout out hello to them?
Yeah. Hello.
You see the fisher. Shoo.
So sorry. I've only been fishing a few times.
And as this creature turns around, you see the jet black one has kind of this yellow beak, dark set eyes that are very hard to see against the black of the feathers. Hard to make out any gender on this creature as it kind of turns back to you. Come. Shh.
I'll hop off my camel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let him go alone. I'll come with him.
Oh, good Nova. Come along.
Just the two biggest dudes in the party.
Yeah, suspicious spellcaster's gonna stay on his camel.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm gonna stay back.
Attack
Shoot you
formation.
guys
I
look
like
like
it.
you're being rude. And then Nova and I will walk up.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just itching my head with an Eldritch Blast in my hand.
Sure.
No.
Go ahead
No.
and have your Eldritch Blast on the tip of your tongue, not necessarily in your hand, we'll say. And you said Nova or Alderia was staying back as well?
Yeah.
You gonna join?
Nah, I'll stay back.
All right, so you guys kind of sitting in the wings. The creature doesn't seem too upset. Gada. And you?
It was, I'll motion to myself.
As you motion to yourself, you hear kind of halfway through, "Nice to make your acquaintance," from this creature.
The same one that said Dada?
Yeah, Gada. You heard. Gadda. Gada.
Gadda.
Nice to make your acquaintance. Shh. Sleep.
Nice to make your acquaintance as well. Are you
Um,
travelers?
Used to be.
Do you live here?
I don't like that.
We live wherever the grove goes.
I'm very uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable?
As you do this too, the creature's going to kind of set the other one down. Shh. Follow.
It's less uncomfortable if you think about like Bumblebee. Trying to put a positive spin on it in my head.
So what am I doing?
Camaros are actually canon in this universe.
And so is the
Transformer
Allspark.
Camaros.
The Allspark.
The Allspark. What are they doing, Justin?
So
Megatron.
Gata seems to lay the other creature down. Shh.
Oh, that.
Sleep.
Yep.
Follow.
All right.
Do you follow it?
Shall we follow him, Nova?
I'm down. I'm Nova, by the way. I said it in a hushed tone.
Gata.
I'll turn around and
make your
motion at
acquaintance.
Kylo. I'll turn around and motion at Kylo and Alderia, like, come here.
I'll uncomfortably.
Your friends seem off-put.
They're just overly cautious.
Yeah, well,
For it?
to be fair, this grove, I think you called it,
What? Follow.
all right.
Sleep.
All right, I'll go.
I got
Don't
you.
like that.
As you guys notice, as this creature points down, it seems to be pointing at the other individual. And just as a point of order, I'm talking loud for the microphone to hear me. Not they are talking in as hushed of a tone as they can. So
Yeah.
not enough that you guys can hear. But
I'll walk over and quietly be like, "Hi, I'm Alderia," but also I'm very uncomfortable.
hi,
With the speaking.
Alderia. Nice.
Oh no! No!
I'll follow a
you
couple
are-
of paces behind Alderia, but not say anything.
And you are Nova.
That's right.
Oh, Nova.
I love it.
Sleep. Follow. And what are you doing, Kyler?
I'm following a couple paces behind Alderia, but I don't say
Sure.
anything.
And you see this creature kind of pulls up. It's not using a reel, but pulls up its fishing line and sets it on its back. And as you guys see him hesitantly ready to follow, it kind of starts bumbling through the soft. You guys notice it's still kind of sand around this oasis, but just outside of the sand comes that grass and tree again. It's mystifying how this kind of wildlife could live here. But waddling away from and around this decently large pool, respectably sized for 100 meter by 100 meter grove. This creature navigates around, kind of as you guys crest around. You see a small little campsite set up, just a lean-to made out of palm leaves, and over a now dead fire seems to be some crisped fish that are just stabbed through. If you'd like, you may help yourself.
We have food. Thank you, God. You should eat your own food.
Well, you see,
I'm gonna have one.
yeah, you see Nova kind of childishly like.
I kind of stop when Erzon starts talking. Like, look at him. Take it.
Oh, you're right.
And Gata
That was often.
Gata seems completely unfazed by this. The grove tends to take care of us.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a nice existence.
Plenty.
What did you do before you came to the grove?
Well, I followed the grove for many years. Kind of smacks its beak a little bit. The grove is hard to pin down.
So you do you follow it, or does it take you with?
A little of both.
Oh well, we're going somewhere very specific. So if it's gonna move on us while we're here,
Well, the Grove hasn't moved in, I'd say, 30 days. You should be safe tonight. And this creature, I'm doing facial expressions. The creature seems to just be kind of flapping its mouth.
can I attempt
It's
any
very
sort
interesting.
of insight?
Sure, yeah. What are you trying to determine
Um,
in particular?
I guess just if it has any malicious intent to
Sure.
try to get us to stay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an insight. It'll roll its counter check. Okay. Yeah, so you're trying to determine kind of like is there any extra in this creature trying to get you to bed down here for the night, and you will get that with an
8.
8. That is enough. You gather this creature. There's more than meets the eye to what they're saying, but you're not gathering any malicious intent. There's a limitation in ability to discuss with you. You think is kind of maybe the larger factor in this.
Can I just augury about if like staying here is gonna set us off course?
Sure. Go ahead and you pull out your accoutrement, the word of the week last week.
Ooh.
And your star compass folds out and starts doing its astrolabe dance.
Do you say any of that out loud when you're doing your augury? Or is that just sort of in your head?
I think
You
I just
have
want to
noticed-
think it.
You have noticed noise does ring out for the wheel or woe part. What your intention when you're casting the spell is your own, though. You do see the graphic shows as the astrolabe. Here, I'll just describe it again. As the astrolabe spins, you see light reflect from one part to another within it as Alderia pours her magic into it, and it center points on this almost star-like energy in the middle. From that, a projection of the 4 female elements of the star signs pop up. You see first the bear, the fish in its mouth shaking a little bit, walks out of the camera frame, and then from there you see a whale splashing out of invisible water and making wakes as the tail disappears into the water. Next you see the snake turn its head, zip away into the distance, and finally to you guys you see one single glowing star. Alderia, you know this as the last remnants of the ram, and you hear in your heads, "Wheel."
I'm okay with staying here. I think it'll be okay. The stars tell me it'll be okay.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm less worried about this creature, and I'm just more worried about being shot off course.
I'm curious.
And
Well,
yes,
we're
and-
enough for all of you.
I'm curious, you hear out of the creature. My friend is named Madry. She sleep during the day, awakes at night.
And I'm gonna assume you go to bed during the
Yes.
night.
I go to bed when the sun goes down. And you guys are noticing this hour is approaching very shortly.
The what is?
The hour with which this creature would probably go to
Sleep
bed,
time.
according to its thing. So it starts, tending to the fire a little bit, stoking it up for you guys. Finishes off a little bit of meat that it was partaking in, resting its head kind of on like a little shelf rock plus leaf combo to prop it up a little bit, and sticks a small palm, like skinned palm branch, almost like a reed, in its mouth, and good night.
Good night, Goda.
Yeah, I mean, Kyla, I know you're one to worry, but I don't know. Did we even get like one normal night in Voltine?
Thinking
Yes,
back,
we did.
I believe you guys did rest one night in the inn, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, we bought a bunch of rations and she prepared them for us, and then
Yeah, we picked them up in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, so it might be a little less. Yeah, I was thinking if we didn't have a good night's rest, it might be more like we should stay somewhere nice. But you know, I know the journey that is ahead. I know it's gonna be hard. I mean, what the heck is one more peaceful night?
You're assuming it's peaceful.
Yes, I am.
I think it's gonna be okay. I have a feeling it'll be okay.
Alderia did consult with the stars and has not led us astray thus far.
Mm-hmm.
It's already nighttime. I'm all right with camping here for the night.
As the creature kind of seems to be drifting off,
I'm just kind of looking at Kylar, like waiting
Yeah,
for.
the one
staring
bird eye
back.
pops open. You needn't.
Well, that's not a
fear,
no.
But I won't be offended either way. Good night.
Good night, new friend.
Kind of seems to nuzzle into its rock / leaf combo.
I'll take the first watch.
I'm fine with that.
I could take the second.
I'll take third.
Yeah, I'm fine with the last one.
Cool.
You guys start bedding down for the evening. Belly's slightly full. More full at the very least than they were. Kylar, your watch begins, and a few minutes after people start falling asleep, you see a small, white, similar-looking creature. Hello.
Evening.
Shh. Sleep.
Indeed.
I am Marjorie.
Kyla.
Pleasure. Welcome to the Grove.
I just nod in response.
She doesn't press you any further. You see her milling kind of about. Eventually, she collects the fishing rod if you don't stop her, and I'll be back in a few.
We'll be here.
Sleep well. And the creature kind of ducks under some brush, and you imagine probably is out fishing currently. But other than that, if you'd like to roll a perception check, go ahead.
As a note, I don't wake anybody else up.
You stay up?
I stay up the whole night.
Okay.
Aw, I wanted to meet her.
I don't trust
Yeah,
it. I don't trust these two.
I wanted to talk to her.
I mean,
I-
if you wake up on your own, I'm not waking anybody up.
Yeah, I'll say for the purposes of this, at some points in the night, kind of determined by you guys, sometime after the watch you're supposed to wake, you're kind of used to being woken up. You're not like awake, but if you choose to force yourself awake, I'd say your characters would be allowed to. I'm not going to force you to sleep through the whole night.
Nah, man, I'm sleeping through the whole night.
Stay asleep.
Kind of, like when you wake up in the middle of the night and it's like an hour before your alarm clock, you're like, I could get up right now or
Yeah.
roll back over. Kind of like that kind of thing.
I'll just stay asleep.
Okay, so you guys rest the night. Kylar, as you crest to the next day, you suffer a point of exhaustion.
Yep.
As far as you can tell, nothing seemed to occur. The grove was still. You just heard the gentle rush of wind, which at times with the trees rustling was a little disconcerting because you kind of start feeling a little jumpy throughout the night. But the deep-seated fear of the turning of these creatures didn't seem to disturb you at all. I mean, they eventually you do notice as the sun starts cresting, Marjorie returns. No look. Oh well.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. I'll wake Gada now. The creature kind of walks over, gently rustles Gada awake. Your turn, dearie. Good night. Good night. You hear in the exact same inflection, a kind of literal peck upon the side of the cheek of Marjorie as Marjorie goes to rest.
And then it's sunrise now.
It is now sunrise, yeah, and Gada wakes up. Morning.
Morning. I go and wake up everybody else.
Gada kind of
Come
just
sleep,
tends to
Kyla.
fire.
Nope.
Fair enough. Just make sure you get some rest tonight.
I'm on my back and I'm arched, like kind of like a dog, like how dogs kind of sleep, like mouth wide open.
You guys kind of hear a gurgling from the back of Nova's throat. Probably imagining a lot of saliva back there.
Oh, he does this every time. Nova! You're snoring again.
Apologies. Oh, I grab my water and chug it.
Yeah, you got some dry mouth.
As we pack our bags to get ready to leave, I would like to go over and speak with Gata just a little bit.
Sure. Gata seems completely tickled. Hello.
What, Gata, I've never encountered or heard of your people before. What are you called?
Well, you see, there's a little trouble. No one has said my name. Can I spell it for you?
Yes, of course. That would be all right.
Perfect. And then you see the creature grabs a stick in the ground and, in common, writes the letters depicting the word Kenku. 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 Kenku.
Kenku?
That is what I am.
Have I ever heard of a Kenku before? Can I try?
Roll me have you been to the capital?
Yeah, I'm from the capital.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Okay.
Anybody
While
else
he's,
like to
while
join?
he's talking to Gata, I'm gonna go take all of our water skins and fill them up in the pond.
You got it. And you do so.
I rolled an 11.
11. That's plenty. Yeah, being from the capital, rare, but you have heard of them. They're not the first creature that popped into your mind. Usually they're all jet black, like Gata is here.
Mm-hmm.
But these individuals you have heard of. You don't know much about them. You know they're bird creatures, obviously, as now you can see with what you've heard as well. And they seem to be, these two at the very least, seem to have some thing stopping them from being able to form words to a limited extent. It's hard to exactly pin on why. With your 11, you don't know exactly why. But,
I rolled an 18.
18?
I'm
I would
not from the
say
capital.
I would say you gained similar information. You have heard tale that Kenkus, for some reason, have been unable for many, many years to be unable to access their own voices, and they have to live through mimicry. You're unsure as to why with your 18, but you do know that is. They seem, whatever this creature is saying is probably a direct soundbite of something it's heard before. Very Bumblebee-like, like you mentioned.
So they're mockingjays.
Kinda.
Okay, well, I'll thank you, Gata, for answering my question.
Could you do me a favor?
What is it?
Well, you see, I've never heard my own species read to me out loud. I would very much like to know the sound of it against my tongue.
It's
Phrasing?
pronounced Kenku.
It's pronounced Kenku. It's pronounced Kenku. Oh, thank you, Erzan.
For the record, much more uncomfortable now than I was previously.
You're very welcome. That's so sad. Oh my god. I don't say that. That's just me talking.
Yeah.
That's sad as fuck.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was internal.
That got me in the shields, bro.
I will make sure to let Madtree know. It's pronounced
Please
Kenku.
do. Please do.
You hear different kinds of laughter chirping out as the
Yeah.
creature is still milling about. Kenku now collecting things, just kind of chipper to itself.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'll go back and finish packing up the saddles or whatever.
Could I have maybe gone and poked around a little bit in the meantime here?
For sure, you may do so.
Just gonna. I mean, I'm assuming it's not that big.
Yeah, about 100 by 100 meters, you'd imagine. Given, I don't know, maybe an hour, you could check every square foot of this place. Hour and a half.
I mean, I'm not trying that hard. Maybe just kind of poke around the perimeter. Maybe a half hour. I don't want to hold our trip up too much. You know, I'm assuming it's going to take everybody a while to like get ready and go, and I don't fancy myself one for hygiene.
Sure.
Too much. So,
I will say, as everyone's kind of packing up, Gata kind of notices you're poking around, just trying to look. Hey, do you want to see something cool?
only always.
Nova, follow.
I'll follow.
And then there were 3.
And you see fishing rod on back, kind of waddling, even happier in stride now than before. It's pronounced Kenku. Kind of muttering to itself.
I just not being there for that part of the conversation. Oh, I'm sure it is.
I would say you guys were in the vicinity unless you specifically left.
Well, it's
I
a
did.
small camp.
It's Nova. I might have not been paying attention.
Sure, that's very fair. That's very fair. Just as a point of order, the camp was small, so unless you made a point to be away, it was.
Yeah.
You know, this creature.
I've recently
It's pronounced Kenku. You know, like
I've recently taken up reading, so I'm a learned man.
What a scholar.
very, very well though. Yeah, you just kind of hear this chipping of it's pronounced Kenku to itself. Eventually, you get back to the pool very briefly because it's not too far away. The creature kind of works you around to where the sun is shining towards you guys. Look carefully, and points right towards the center of the lake.
All right.
So as you do, go ahead and roll me a perception check. I'll say with the aid of this creature, you can roll it at advantage. So it's telling you directly where to look and giving you plenty of time to do so.
12.
12. You notice this creature is trying to point something out specific to you, but you can't quite make it out. But after a few moments anyways, the creature goes, "It's the source of the grove's power."
This water is?
No, the object within. I think if you take it, it will probably harm the grove. The creature kind of scratches its head.
Oh.
The object seems to be a blade. There, right there. It points again, and I'll say just over the course of a few minutes, you kind of, in the gentle waving of the pool, seems to be some kind of like small hilt stabbed into the center of this, probably, maybe 2 feet deep.
You can't tell me there's a magic blade in there.
He didn't tell you that.
That's probably for the best.
I've been told by passers-by it stores the magic of the oasis.
Oh, well. That's mighty trusting of you to tell me that, man.
You seem the honest type. One I could have a drink with.
No, I like the sounds of that. Maybe, I appreciate the compliment to my character, but maybe I'd keep that on the down low. If you like being here, who knows what sort of unsavory types might be meandering through.
I will keep that in mind. I've been very trusting of most people that come through, and you see, it's never really backfired on me.
That was so good. You see.
But I
That's
do
pretty
appreciate your advice.
Huh. Well, you weren't wrong. That is pretty cool.
I'm glad you got to see it before you departed. I suppose I will be fishing for the rest of the evening. Well, morning and evening.
Okay, and I'll I'll probably just sit there with them because I'm assuming they have to come back past us to get to our camels.
Yeah,
Not
probably
here.
so. Unless you guys organized in a different way or whatever, like, depending on how you guys.
I'm just assuming.
Sure, you figure that it's a small stretch of land you could be shouted to quickly. And you can collect your camels pretty easily. So eventually, you guys notice Nova's departed with Gata, and you look through, and then off in the distance you see him, just like probably 75 meters away, sitting with Gata, enjoying the sun while you guys are kind of finishing up packing.
Bring out my copper wire. Then I cast message and I go, Nova, are you okay? What are you talking about?
We're just talking about the Grove, you know. We ready to go yet?
Cast it again. Yeah, we're about ready to go.
Right. Why don't you guys? I'll just hang back this way. You can collect me on your way.
I'll start walking over towards the camels.
Too.
Okay. Now, I'll say, for the brevity of it, you guys collect your things and hop aboard your camels, collect Nova, unless there's anything you'd like to do in the Grove.
Nah.
She's teaching you how to fish. Nova.
No, we're just talking. Just curious about the Grove and this little bird person.
It's a strange place. Apparently it moves.
Yeah, that's kind of what I picked up on. Quite the wonder. Hopefully we'll run into it again. I mean, how lucky would that be? A couple times along the way, have a nice shady place to sleep.
I get the feeling this is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime deal.
A dragon can dream, can he?
I certainly guess so.
As you guys collect your things, Gata guides you around the edge with your camels. Goodbye. It was a pleasure to have you in our grove.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a beautiful
feather
time.
fingers. Hi, Mark.
Oh, bye, Mark.
Oh, bye, Mark.
Oh, bye, Mark.
Just taking one last note. Perfect. Okay.
I mean, it's probably for the best. The last time I pulled a sword out of somewhere, I unleashed an evil deity on the world. So.
True. And then I killed your character, too. Yeah. We hope you met. So you guys traverse back out into the unforgiving desert. To your back, pretty much directly, you place the supposedly traveling grove. You make your way not due northwest, but in the beeline direction as you guys are intending to go. If I could have whoever's leading this make another survival check as you travel out into the deep desert here.
I would still be providing my own form of assistance.
Sure, I'll go ahead and say a survival check at an advantage, as Nova is kind of, well, you see, follow
The
this
sand
way.
glimmers in a very
Nova here.
way.
Nova here.
22.
Not there. 22, yeah, masterfully. You guys are navigating the desert. Can I have everybody roll me perception checks, please? I will be calling specifically for checks here, as you guys are traveling about your day.
Ooh, natural one.
Even though my passive perception is 22.
Even though.
Oh, and it's at disadvantage, but it's already a natural one.
I rolled a 15.
Alderia? 23. Very good. And yeah, just as a point of order too, I've been trying to use the passive more as like when you're literally like, maybe asleep or completely engrossed in a book. But when you're out and about, I like to use rolls just because it feels like more natural, I guess. You guys have time to take the action to perceive, and that's what you'd probably be doing as you're moving about. And then Nova.
Staring at the sun.
Yeah, it's really baking into your eyeballs. You too. You guys are both transfixed by this orb globe. Just this orange globe, rather. Orb globe.
Man, has that warm
I swear
disk?
if you blink, it turns blue.
Has it always been there?
Thaddeus.
Always has been.
Always will be.
It's made out of Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Always has been.
I will say, for the purposes of this, I gotta pull up that real quick too. 1 moment, please.
Always has been.
You, Erzan, do not feel anything, but Alderia, you are getting. You look towards the ground and you see the sand is kind of shaking gently, as if something is like making it rustle. Imagine like sand over a speaker that's kind of turned quiet, rustling, kind of jiggling about. With that, I will say, everybody, please roll me initiative.
Oh God.
And I just gotta get a couple things.
Look, I'm
Kind of
sorry.
bug, it's kind of snack.
Good or bad?
I'm sorry I
combat.
messed your guy up with an
6.
on-keg once. You don't have to throw him at me just because of that.
Two?
I can
Payback
only
time.
roll good if it's not initiative,
Yeah.
and only
get the
roll
music
bad if
playing.
it is initiative.
Tad, you might want to prepare to adjust levels here, just so you know.
Audio levels for Rhythm Bot, you mean?
For Rhythm Bot, yes.
Okay.
I mean, if there's one role to be bad at as a spellcaster, I'd say it'd be initiative.
Initiative ain't bad.
Every
like being last.
time.
So we are now on our 100% royalty-free music.
Ooh.
So I do
Meow,
apologize.
meow, meow.
The quality is a little sadder for now. Not that I don't like the song, it's just the audio MP3 is not my
Not
favorite.
super high fidelity.
And looping it's like a 1 minute song, but I have to loop it because otherwise I'd be
Oh,
throwing different songs in there forever.
right.
So it's not the greatest, but it's what we got. It's a little bit of combat music. Maybe
We
someday
can make it
some
work.
noodles will sponsor us or something. I don't know why that would help.
Woo!
So
I rolled an
hold
I
on,
rolled
one
an 18.
moment, please. 1 moment, please. Erzan is 18. Alderia,
6.
Nova.
11.
What's your dex mod?
+2.
Okay. And finally, Kyler.
16.
16. Okay. So just get that all set up. That was.
This music is great.
I mean, I'm working with what I got.
I know.
And I had to find it last minute too because I realized the combat music I was going to use. I learned how to figure out how it was royalty used. Then I looked and it was, and I got sad.
This
Yeah,
reminds
that's a
me of
bummer.
like late 90s DOS game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah,
honestly
totally.
would you guys prefer it just to be the adventure music? Because I'm not a huge fan of it.
I wouldn't say no.
All right, yeah, let's just.
I mean,
screw
like, if I had a choice,
It's really cheesy.
it.
there was something just a little more hype.
There is nothing
like
that is
it.
not royalty free.
Do
It's
you?
ridiculous.
Here, let me send you something.
Yeah, I like it.
You have
I
something?
feel like it's like
Yeah.
evil carnival music.
right. I
bad.
definitely get like creepy
It's really
carnival
bad.
vibes.
I'm like getting like a scary ventriloquist vibes.
Yes, totally. I mean, it's funny.
I think it's
like
cool.
it. This is like the comic relief bad guy that shows up,
Yeah.
like Kafka
It's like
in Final Fantasy.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
So I was going to use the cool Viking music I used in session 1 because I thought it was royalty free, but then right in the little text, it's like, this is technically.
Technically not royalty-free music.
Right. Yeah, very obnoxious.
Dang it!
Oh, there we go. That's a little better.
That'll
Thank
be
you.
better.
That is a little better. So let's
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
Kevin McLeod. We love you.
Kevin
Yes.
McLeod is amazing.
Okay, I would like to note this dorky bad guy music. The best one I could find was Kevin McLeod. So I would like to appreciate you, Luke, for finding Kevin McLeod that I actually want to listen to.
They
His
can't all be
royalty-free
winners, right?
music is mint. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Keep it around for when we need comic relief.
When there's like some fat like goblin sitting on a throne.
yes.
Hello.
Some,
Yeah,
like,
the playlist
stuffy
was-
diplomat.
I typed in action, and the playlist was like mostly not action. So I don't know.
That's
That's much
pretty
better. Though. This much better. Thank you, Luke.
I got the hookups on the music.
Now you've been looking at it for several
All
years now.
This
True.
is much better.
Indeed.
So
I
if
just
you
thought
guys,
about the Moogle Kings song.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's so good.
the Moogle King from Final Fantasy 14. That's
Oh,
he
amazing.
has like
copywriting.
he has like the best villain song in the entire game.
Alright,
if
are
you
we using
guys
roll
are
20?
ready, you can go ahead and pull up roll 20.
Yeah, dog.
Cool.
Ah, why God?
Disgusting.
Yeah. So you guys
cannot
feel
move
the
my character.
ground. Oh, you guys can't?
Nope.
Why?
Ooh.
What? Aldaria, tell me if you can move yours. It's nothing has changed.
hold
I
on.
don't understand why you wouldn't be able to.
Select.
Let me go
All right, come on, computer. Hold on.
to my library.
Are these splotches pills or?
No, I can't.
What
Hold
the
on,
heck?
accept the cookie. Nope.
Yeah, I can't either.
Weird. I have not changed
do that.
anything. Give me just a minute here.
I'm gonna get another drink.
Perfect. Bio and info. Edit. Can be edited and controlled by Erinn C.
That's me.
That's
I'm
me.
audio.
Save changes. Alright, Erinn, try now.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Ah. No.
No?
Nada.
The hell? I'm literally in the can be edited and controlled by.
Oh well. Can you?
Oh
just
yeah, we
move
can always
for
just
us?
hang where we want to be.
I would like it to just do the thing it's supposed to. It's weird.
Yeah, but for now, can
Huh. Yeah, we'll have to test it in the downtime. Yeah, I'm really bummed. There's a lot of combat that's supposed to happen this session. Well, that could happen this session if you guys encounter it, that is.
yeah.
So it's
You can always
really
just
annoying.
change it during the break too.
Yeah, I'll try and figure something out during the break. I did what I did to set it up, and it still wasn't doing it. So
Yeah. Maybe share your screen during the break, and I can help you troubleshoot.
sure, if that's all right. All right, but for this combat, we'll say
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and do the pinging. At the top of the round, Urzan, you don't notice anything quite yet. Aldaria seems to be kind of looking around, but nothing's made its presence known to you yet. The same goes, sadly, for Kylar and Nova. Aldaria seems to kind of be like getting ready to do something.
So
But
basically, am I surprised then?
you guys are surprised currently,
Okay.
as these creatures have successfully stealthed up to you.
Am I?
You are not.
Where does Aldaria lie in the turn order? Like, could I ask her? Well, I
She is
suppose-
after. She is after
She's
everybody.
after me.
pretty low.
That's all right. I suppose if I didn't know anything was going on, I wouldn't know to ask.
Your girl can't roll initiative. So.
Sorry, home sliced.
You make up for it.
I was almost disappointed last week when I rolled high on initiative.
Oh
Yeah, it gets
no,
that way.
my brand is
I'll never
ruined.
roll.
Yeah.
So this creature, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's got plenty of movement. We'll get up. Is that within 5 feet?
So we
One
wouldn't
square,
notice that?
Yeah. You guys are noticing it now.
Okay, good.
As it's moving up, taking its turn, Aldaria, the creatures you kind of felt before, erupts from the sand. You see this scuttling, multi-legged, multi-pincered creature with 2 nasty, hooked-looking pincers come up right behind Nova, and it's going to go ahead and take a stab. For the first one, it is at advantage because you guys were surprised, though.
Come at me, bitch.
Giant scorpions.
Yep,
I can
hate
do
that.
So for the stab, it's going to be a 16.
Oh, just hits.
Oh. Okay. For damage, I'm going to go ahead and need a con save. Wow, that's pretty brutal, actually.
Eep.
Oh wait, it's 1 die 8, not die 10. So for the first initial damage, you take 3 points of piercing damage as it stabs into your into your back shoulder on your camel. You hear your camel kind of starts kicking up sand as it's getting just very nervous at the situation, barely keeping it in check currently. Con save
22.
22. You do succeed, but you'll take half of this. Oh my god. Wow. You take 35 reduced to 17 points of poison damage in addition to this, as you feel this immensely powerful poison erupt into your back shoulder. You just feel your blood pulsing in your body. Sick bile kind of at the mouth.
I hate that.
This creature, you see like these mandibles kind of looking to come at you. Now you are fully aware of its presence, but it is going to try and it is going to try and pinch you twice. First one was a 11.
No.
Second one was a 23.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to deal that much damage. That's 7 points of piercing damage. And you are grappled in its claw as well. It kind of lifts you off the camel. And currently, not off the camel, but you're directly above it.
Eep.
As this creature is kind of crushing down on your body. Oh, that is its turn, though, Alderia. It is now your turn. You see this creature erupt, and you're about to shout, but it had the jump on you just before you noticed it. And you just see its pincer go into Nova, and you got as just this immense poison takes over.
Yeah, I guess I'm sorry. I was too busy. I was in shock a little bit there.
Yeah, it was.
So I definitely would have yelled out to what the fuck's my accent?
Southern.
Stay away from them. They're poisonous. Stay away. I can't yell with the accent. I don't know what to do.
That's tough.
They're poisonous.
You gotta practice.
Stay away.
Can I
There's a stinger in my back.
I will assign you some homework, Luke. Go on a long ass car drive. I'm just kidding.
Somebody's poisoned the water hole.
There's a snake in my boat.
There's a snake in my boot.
Reach
But
for
Alderia,
yeah.
There's a pincher around my torso.
You do have your turn.
All right. So these are, I'm assuming, giant scorpions.
They seem huge and they seem scorpion-like.
So I'm gonna wild shape into a giant wolf spider.
Okay.
Ugh.
Very well. You take on the
that.
form. Just so I don't have to dig around too much, I'll go ahead and shift your size up and show that it's still Alderia. Like so. So you take the form of a giant wolf spider.
Kyler vomits.
You guys see these normally would be tiny little toe beans on a giant tarantula like this. These immense claws press into the sand against it, and it kind of goes up between them. Furry body and kind of this gray brown fur erupts from Alderia's form, and she's kind of scuttling just enormously. It's really gross. Kind of like these creatures attacking you right now.
Yep,
Is there anything else you'd like to do, Alderia?
Absolute fucking worst nightmare. Thank you.
Yes, I'm going to. Sorry, let me get the right screen. So this one has Nova, and do I know this one's here yet?
You guys do see that one as well, as it's kind of like peeked its head out and it's ready to start coming at you. You guys are no longer surprised, and you are aware of its presence.
All right, how far away is it from me?
Let me get out my handy dandy ruler. Oh god, where are you, ruler? It's probably, I'd say 35, just to be extra nice, because your form starts here.
All right.
And its form starts there. So yeah, 35 feet.
I'll go over to that one.
Okay.
I have
do
40
you-
feet of movement.
40
so-
feet of movement. Point of order, these parts right here are difficult terrain.
Okay.
So that's going to make it harder for you to navigate through. You might want to try and circumnavigate. Would you still like to try and plow through?
I can do it anyway. I can climb difficult surfaces without needing to make an ability.
Very well.
Yeah.
2, 3.
Spider climb.
You move all the way up there. You kind of circumnavigate this difficult terrain as a spider normally would slow down the likes of a normal navigating person and engage with this large scorpion-like entity.
That's it.
That's your turn?
Yep.
That does bring us to this creature's turn. It kind of, seeing you approach it, curiously kind of navigates around like this. Tries to... Sorry, it's hard to play with myself. LOL. Kind of navigates like that.
Ew.
And it's going to try and just full salvo into your new visage. Seeing a challenger approach. It's a 13 hit your armor class.
Do I add the +1 from... Or no, wait. I'm confused by my... So I'm just doing the ice thing for like melee attacks added onto my beast.
It does take an action to activate, if I remember correctly how I wrote that. I'll have to pull the item out.
But that's the only thing that adds from it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just double check just to be sure. So you gain health back when you would take cold damage. If you can spend an action to form the aura that would imbue your weapons and attacks with frost.
Okay, but everything else is just meh. Okay, then yes, I have.
So
my
otherwise,
AC is
the
13,
base
so I
ability is that the base ability is that cold damage is healed instead of taken.
Okay.
The rest is all for that action.
AC would be 13.
So
then, as a
13.
spider.
I'll go ahead and have to ask you for a Constitution saving throw as I roll the stabby damage. You guys are fading that part pretty well. And then the con
How do I
save.
do this?
So you'll just take...
choose the higher of the two.
No, your physical stats are replaced by the alternate forms.
Okay, so you have to use the spiders.
Is spider immune
So
to
how do you do
poison?
a saving throw?
That is a
So go
good
to the
question. You
spider.
might want to check the spider
What's right
stats.
here?
Not gonna look that up because I don't want to see that.
It
in my
doesn't
chat.
have any
What do I-
saves, so you just
I'll go ahead and
roll
do
a
it.
d20 plus 1.
What were you guys just saying? Sorry.
Are you proficient in con saves too, Alderia? Is Alderia proficient in con
No.
saves? Okay, so yeah, it'll just be the con of the creature then.
Well, then it's 20.
20 is a save. 4 half damage.
18 million.
The last
It-
roll was really gross. This
it
one
was a
isn't too much
lot.
worse. So that's
Hey Nova, how you looking?
Alderia. After the halving, you take 15 points of poison damage as you
I've
see
been a
the
lot better.
creature's kind of poison into
Yeah.
your spider form. You feel it, but
I am no longer a spider.
you're no longer a spider. Very well. You unshape from spider
Well, that
form,
was
and you see
fun.
this large, menacing creature in front of you.
You know, it's fun to
It's
try
gonna
new
come down
things.
with 2 pincers now, and try and tear you into scorpion food. Does a 13 hit your armor class?
No.
Does an 18 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Put
Okay.
the
You guys
dice
see it?
away, man.
Another spider creature or scorpion creature grabs you up, dealing that's a decent amount. That's going to be, oh god, too many tabs. Chrome, why you do this? There we go.
Chrome love it a tab.
Love it a tab.
I love it a tab.
So total damage there is going to be from the pincer is 9 points of piercing damage or bludgeoning damage as it grabs down onto your body. Kind of you feel a pretty tough hit.
Ow!
And you just are being kind of pulled up slowly, not like lifted way into the air, but it's kind of rearing up with another clock attack. That brings us through the creature's turn to Urzan. It is your turn.
I am going to run over here.
Run where? I didn't see
Help.
where the penguin.
Over here.
Help.
Okay. Right there.
Use my bonus action to cast Wrathful Smite
Okay.
Sounds cool.
And
Seems dope.
then
Seems
make an attack on this creature and say, "Put down my friend."
All right, go ahead and roll to hit as you take your bonus action to attack, and then make the attack.
Yep.
Screaming at this creature.
That is a 18.
18 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Cool.
beefy.
So
And
the
then
Wrathful Smite rolls a. They have to roll a DC 14 Wisdom save or be frightened.
Okay. And damage?
So that's 11 plus 3 from the actual greatsword. So
No need to
slashing.
separate for this, I'll say.
Yep.
You can go ahead and clump it all.
And I just don't remember what the smite's damage
Oh,
is.
sure.
1d6 psychic plus 1 psychic damage, so 15.
15 total.
And how is it on its save?
You see this creature. It seems as your magic pours into it, you feel the connection. It does seem to take effect. Let me just make sure. It is frightened.
Yeah, do you want me to read it to you?
I can just pull up the general effect for now. If there's any specific stuff that condition would add, let me know. According to this spell,
It can use an action to try to
try and shake it.
resolve. Yeah. It's not
it
magic.
doesn't do it end of turn.
Nope.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, you feel the spell take effect, and the creature's kind of holding Erzan. You see one of its
Nova.
beady eyes kind of Nova. Sorry,
Novan.
Novan.
It's our ship name.
Urza.
Shit.
No van.
I passed. I didn't. I simped for you guys.
Ooh.
But it holds Nova in the air, and you see one of its
Novan.
bead eyes look towards you, Erzan, in just utter fear, as fearful as a scorpion could look. Is that your turn?
Indeed, that is my turn.
Okay, Kylar. You notice now, very obviously, the erupting of everything.
I want to go here.
Okay.
Help.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Should be
30.
30.
Right there would be about
Yep,
30.
exactly. I hold one hand out and shout, Nova! And I cast Frostbite on this dingle.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a hit.
Okay.
Actually, I believe he needs to make a con save.
Oh, Frostbite is that con save? All right.
Frostbite, yeah. Yeah,
Can
he makes
I,
a Constitution save 15.
I mean, I know you already said what you're gonna do.
I do more. Trust me.
Well, I guess yeah. Okay, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
If you yelled my name, I would just tell you to save Eldaria.
Oh, there's more. Trust me. This is just the first part.
Very well. So you cast Frostbite. The creature makes a con save of 11, which I believe is a fail.
That is a failure. He takes 1d6 cold damage, has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Okay. You
So
got it.
you take 6 points of cold damage.
Nice.
Hot. And then
You
I
see the
hold out
creature's
my,
eye looking around.
still holding out my hand towards Nova. I throw my other hand out towards Eldaria and shout, Eldaria! And I cast Twin Spell, Healing Word at 2nd level because he's in a panic.
Very well. Okay, yeah.
So I
So
burn 3
and
sorcery
Eldaria?
points. And both of you get, or Nova gets 10 back. Alderia gets 10 back.
Nice.
Nice.
Clutch move. As you twin these, Nova, casting this healing word, you see the magic starts to form into their flesh and sew it back together almost
And a little
abnormally.
bit of blood starts to trickle out of my nose. I've never channeled this much magic at once.
Yep, and you see Erzan, or Kylar is pushing himself for this.
I gotta-
as the starts pouring out.
After I'm like, after I yell like save Eldaria, and then like you cast them like I have like my teeth clenched kind of like towards you, but I can't see you. And I'm like the magic hits me. I'm like, oh,
Ooh.
Luckily.
oh,
Is that your turn, Kylar?
big
That's my turn.
heals, the
All
biggest
right.
heals.
That was a really nice turn, Kylar. Nova, it is your turn. You are clutching the creature's claws. Not jaws, claws.
I'd like to break the grapple.
Okay, that will take an action. Would you still like
That's
to do
fine.
so? Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Natural one.
Natural one. This creature, you try to escape by like pressing against this creature's claws. Right now you're being crushed, but as you grab towards the claws, you take 1 point of slashing damage as your hands dig into these like little bristles, teeth-like things holding you in. Ugh! Your hands hurt pretty bad after that.
As a bonus action.
Yep.
Oh. Farts. I'd like to action surge.
You may. Yep. So burn off the action surge, and what would you like to do with your new fresh action? You guys see Nova going into a bit of a frenzy. Starts taking life into his own hands.
Fuck.
That's a tough spot, buddy.
I will use... I'll reel back. And I'll use my black breath weapon to spew acid on this thing.
Okay. That is a con save from it?
I'm going to assume...
Just pull up the ability real quick if you don't mind. Yeah. Just gotta make sure. If it's a dex save,
I gotta look it up in the book. You can't have two.
Oh, sure. Gotcha. I can pull it up too if you'd like, if you prefer. I'll race you to it, and whoever gets there first gets an inspiration.
He's the winner.
The winner.
Dex save.
Dex save. I will say, just flavorfully, this creature is holding you and not trying to let go, so I will give it disadvantage for this roll.
Okay.
It's frightened too.
And it is frightened.
Double disadvantage.
Triple disadvantage.
You know what? Because it failed, triple disadvantage. All right. But that is a total dexterity saving throw of 6. So it takes the full brunt of this as you kind of spit this nasty. You guys see kind of like almost like, Nickelodeon gack just kind of spit out of Nova's mouth and just land on this creature, just spitting into its hide.
Take that.
That is 8 acid damage.
8 acid damage. The creature
burned. You guys having a bad day?
Yeah, it's not looking great for our anti-hero. The creature just kind of sitting there, struggling against all the barrage currently.
And then for my second bonus action, I'm gonna use Second Wind to regain some more HP.
You got it. Just as a point of order, did you use a bonus action this turn? Because you should only have one total.
My first one was to do Action Surge, which gives me another turn.
Yeah, Action Surge. Action Surge gives you another action, but it takes no action to use. Actually,
oh, okay.
Just as a small point of order, the way it's working out.
Oh, right. I just assumed it was a bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Definitely happens all the time. Don't sweat it. But I just figured, just for clarity's sake going forward, I'd mention it there.
And I will regain max.
Woo!
14.
Boys, looking healthy.
Not bad.
Is that your turn, Nova?
Oh, yeah, that's my turn. Oh shit!
All right, this
I'm
creature,
feeling good now.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll at the beginning of its turn to see if it's smart enough to try and shake off this frightened effect, or if it'd rather just keep desperately flailing. Yeah, it's you guys see. Just this creature's flailing. It has no regard for what's going on around it at this point. Erzan, it's got an eye on you, but at this point it's just feeling desperate. In an attempt to survive, it's going to dash its stinger towards you and then just keep clawing into Nova. So for the stinger, it's at disadvantage because you are not grappled.
Doesn't it have to run away from me if I frightened it?
No. Frightened says
It has
disadvantage on ability, attack rolls, and fear. It can't move closer to you if it's the source of fear.
Yep.
But the attack roll at disadvantage was a 6 to hit you, which I believe should miss. So you see the dual stingers kind of pinch out, trying to go to either side of you, almost cunningly trying to predict which way you're trying to get out of the way and close you in. But being the stalwart paladin that you are, you stand your ground and it goes around you, unfazing you. You see the creature tries to stab into to Nova. Normally this would be at advantage, so this is going to be a straight attack roll. 2 claw attacks. One as it crushes down on you, and the other as it comes in with the other one. So for the first roll, it's going to be 12 to hit, Nova?
No.
For the second one, it's going to be 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. So it's that much. You take, not too bad, 5 points of just as crushing bludgeoning damage as the first one kind of hit you, and you kind of position yourself with your blade in the way of the claw coming through, and it kind of scrapes by. And then as you do so, you kind of feel this as like you feel like a rib start almost cracking under the pressure of this creature's grasp. But that is its turn.
Let me go, you crab fuck.
I will say
Sand crab, bitch.
this creature is
Your
mostly
stupid poison tails.
how smart are you? I think for now it's going to stand its ground. It thinks, well, it is taking a beating, that it's all right. So that is going to end its turn. Alderia, you are up. You are small now. I should fix that.
Small.
And you're currently in the grasp of this creature.
All right. I don't have to try to break the grapple, right?
No, you can do whatever you'd like within the grapple.
All right. Well.
Just to clarify, grappled, your speed becomes 0. You can't benefit from any bonus speed. The grapple ends if you are incapacitated, and ends if you are hurled away somehow, or the creature grappling you is hurled away somehow.
All right. I am going to wild shape into my chalice starry form.
Okay. You guys see again just this familiar starlight taking form, forming a pattern of a chalice over Alderia's form, and then one shining beam of moonlight at each corner of her body, kind of creating this 5-star form across her. What would you like to do with your chalice?
I would like. I'm just making sure I'm doing the amount that I want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will. How far? Okay, it's more than 30 feet. So I wheel.
Whoa. Just kidding. Get it? Because you said wheel?
Alright, I'm going to cast a. When I look over and see Nova.
Oh, you do see him.
Is he looking like he's hurting?
He's been taking a beating. You're being flailed around a little bit, so it's hard exactly to say. If you wanted to, I say you could spend your action to really inspect him. But from this distance, you see that he's taking a beating. It's hard to say precisely how much.
Alright, well, just to be safe, I'm going to cast a 2nd level healing word on him.
Very well. I'll go ahead and roll it up.
6. Oh, Jesus Christ. Way more than he needs. I think.
Probably.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's going to take 11 healing misses.
There you go. Nova, you go ahead and heal that back up.
Thank you.
Because I'm using my chalice form, I'm going to use my 1d8 plus 2 on myself.
Oh, as you cast the spell, you get to heal as well?
Yeah,
Perfect.
whenever I cast a spell that restores hit points, like me or a creature within 30 feet gains 1d8 plus 2.
You got it. Go ahead and heal up that H-Pizzle.
7.
7 points back to you. And you guys are feeling some momentum come back as this healing is being dispersed. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Alderia?
Help!
As you shout help, the scorpion, seeing the wounds it's inflicting, slowly form back on you. It's going to go ahead and make some attack rolls. First, you see its pincer rear up. Gun for you. Currently, as you're grappled, it does have advantage.
Flip.
Wow.
Please flip.
12?
Stop.
No.
Get some
Wow. Stop. Get help. Yeah, as this creature tries to stab into you, it somehow swings wild. You just kind of shift your weight out of the way as it darts for you. It doesn't have any chance to recourse after how fast it was attacking towards you. It's going to crush down with its claw, as well as make a claw attack. 15 to hit for the first one?
Nope.
Wow. And then the second one. Yeah, natural 20.
Misses.
Yes.
So-
Dang it.
Natural
Flicko
20 is
mode.
gonna. Flicko mode. Natural 20 is coming through. That's gonna be 15 points of bludgeoning, crushing damage as the first time. Again, the claw, you somehow miraculously kind of out of the way, kind of leaning back. But then in frustration, if a scorpion can feel that, you kind of this creature just, you feel your bones start kind of menacingly crush under this violent creature's
For all
presence.
of our ears, I'm not gonna do it, but I would scream
All right, you guys
because
hear
that would hurt.
Alderia's scream echo out
Yes.
into the.
That's like
Into the
almost
desert.
half my hit points.
Yep, the creature's bearing down, difficult to escape from. Erzan, that does bring us to you.
Okay. I am going to enraged. Yeah. Enraged at both of my friends being grappled, I'm going to make another hack attack at this scorpion in front of me.
Okay,
Great sword.
go ahead and roll the hit.
I rolled a 14.
14 sadly just misses as you take your greatsword up and try and thrust down into the creature, just bounces off of its carapace into the sand, kind of shifting about too much for you to strike true.
Sure.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Possibly. Hold on one moment. Nice. I will use a first level spell slot to cast Healing Word on Alderia after hearing her cry out in pain.
Okay.
You will regain 6 hit points. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Erzan, it goes from you to Kylar. Kylar, you're seeing your friends a little bit of momentum come back in your way. Hiccuped when Erzan's blade bounced off the carapace of this creature, but you're still feeling a little momentum move your way in this fight. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. I hold my arms out again towards both the scorpions and shout, "That is enough!" And I cast Bane using distance spell, burning another sorcery point to make
Okay.
it 60-foot range. Otherwise, I
60
can't
foot
hit them.
range.
But I cast Bane on both of them.
Okay. Saves.
Believe that's a charisma save of 15.
Okay. Wow. So first one is a -2.
Ugh.
The second one is a 14, just failing. So they both have Bane currently
They both are
placed upon them.
baned. Yep.
You see the large brown, darker brown one kind of. You see just this menacing kind of aura emanate across its body as the Bane takes hold.
And then
and
blood
similarly,
starts to
as the-
trickle out the other side
Yeah.
of my nose.
as Kylar is burning through much of his power for the day.
You merely adopted the desert. You were born in it.
You're gonna be
You
buried
voted
in
by
it.
it.
Is that your turn, Kylar?
That is my turn.
Nova. What would you like to do?
Am I still grappled?
You are still grappled. This
I'm-
creature has his pincer on you.
You know what? Fuck this guy. I had my hands like in the pincers, like trying to pull out, and I'm just like, fuck it. And I just turned my hands on the creature itself.
Yeah.
And okay, I gotta remember not to do that.
Fireball yourself.
Yeah.
BYS. Fireball yourself.
Burning hands.
Burning hands.
I need
Okay.
a dex save from him.
You got it. I'll say for the purpose of this too, you just very carefully angle the cone such that as you're being kind of swung about in the air, you kind of shoot it away from.
Oh yeah, I mean he's
very,
so
very
close.
adeptly. Yeah, you do very well. This creature's dex save is only a 6, so you can roll
Yeah, that's
your damage.
definitely not it.
Nope. And you are using the modified DC that we
Correct,
set.
correct.
Perfect. Good.
– 14 fire damage.
14
Whoa.
is. It's gonna be. Oh, not okay. Sorry.
Crispy
stupid.
crater.
You see the creature kind of take this to the brunt of the face. It daggers a little bit. You feel the claw loosen for a second. Crushes back, starts crushing back on you. It's still up. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Nova?
That's all I got, man.
Just clinging on to life currently. You're gathering. The creature's going to go ahead and roll some attacks. It's still feared, and it's still not smart enough to really
Freaking
gather how to
dumb
escape
bug.
it. I will say, for the purposes of this, it's mostly a hungry creature. It's going to see if it's smart enough to take you out for dinner. It is not. So normally this creature you'd think would probably scuttle away into its desert hole and pick apart its meal, but currently it's so focused on Erzan and you and all these morsels, and it's
Take me on a
hardly even aware.
Let's see how it goes for you.
So Erzan, it's coming at you with disadvantage with the stinger.
And minus 1d4.
And minus 1d4, thank you.
Because
Bruh.
Wow. What was an 18 is now, with a disadvantage, is now a 14 to hit with the stinger.
Nope.
Against Erzan? No?
Nope.
Shit.
You see the dual pronged stingers. Now thinking like, oh, it dodged the first time, it's coming in hot. You just bring up your weapon to the side, and again, kind of that as the perforations in the scorpion tail go by your sword, and kind of.
Sure.
Bane coming in clutch.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yes, I'm very good at this.
And then 2 pincher attacks at Nova at straight rolls with the minus d4.
With minus d4. Hell yeah.
Okay, so for the first one, wow, still a 19 to hit with the first one.
Yep.
Sorry,
The second one is a 9-1. 9.
No.
9-1. Okay. So you feel this pincer try to crush down on you. This time you kind of resist it. You hold your abs tight, and the creature's pincer, you feel it kind of sink into your skin, but not do any actual legitimate damage. While you're focusing on your stalwartness, the second one comes in off the side. Roll consistent. 9 points of damage as this one kind of pecks into your shoulder, and you feel like a ligament kind of pull. Pretty tough. You see blood start trickling into your armor and clothes as this creature pulls.
I fucking hate bugs.
But that is its turn. Still not smart enough to try and get away with this dinner. That ships it to Aldaria.
Well, what would I do to try to break a grapple? It's strength, right?
It would be an athletics check in particular against a DC set by this creature, which you do not currently know.
I have a minus 1 to athletics, so that would not be my best plan of attack. So instead, I am going to use let me make sure I'm not going to hurt myself with this. Oh. Okay, I won't hurt myself. Okay. I'm going to, through my star map, cast a guiding bolt at the one that's holding me.
Just as a point of order, it is a ranged attack, and you are within 5 feet of it. It would be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Would you like to do that?
Sure.
Okay. So go ahead and roll an attack with disadvantage against this creature's armor class and see what goes on.
18.
18 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll up them damages. And it is currently marked. You guys see Aldaria, just in a fit of calm almost, pulls out her star map and focuses on it. That familiar humming of the gyroscope spinning, creating light, pours out of it in this star beam-like energy, blinding the creature from around it. As it like clacks its thingies, clickers.
13 damages.
13 damage. It takes a hefty hit. You see Aldaria, from your perspective, this arcane fire-like texture kind of singe across its eyes, just making this horrid, burning, crispy smell and noise coming out of this creature. And it is marked. The next attack would go towards the advantage. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah. As first level, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
Does the star map technically cast a spell? Because it's one spell unless you have a bonus action spell you'd like to cast as a cantrip.
Wait, what?
It is.
Let me-
Yeah,
The first
It
one
is
is
casting?
cantrip.
No, the first one was Guiding Bolt, which is first level. Let me just
is it
double
first level?
check. Yeah. What's the subclass called specifically? Star.
Circle of the Star.
Circle of the Star. Thank you.
It's you can cast, right?
What?
It's you can cast these spells.
Circle of the Umlaut.
Mloat.
What?
It says the star map says you cast these spells. Right?
You can cast the Augury and Guiding Bolt spells without expending a spell slot.
Wow.
Limited times.
That's
Until
cool.
you finish the long
Boy.
rest. So you
But
are
it's still-
still casting the spell, Aldiria. So technically within the rules, when you cast a spell, so typically what happens is you cast a bonus action spell. Your action can then only be used to cast a cantrip rather than a normal size spell. So in this case, you used Guiding Bolt without expending a spell slot, so you wouldn't be able to use the Healing Word as a bonus action because that is also a first level spell.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought we had said I could cast spells, but okay.
Okay. That was with the archer. You can use the archer bonus action
Okay.
because that's not a spell.
Then I do not.
That's your turn?
Mhm.
Okay, that does bring us to this creature's turn, bearing down on you once again. It's gonna go ahead and try and dig into you with its pincer. Oh, that was pretty bad. No, that's 17 to hit.
Add a D4 minus.
D4 minus, thank you. 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. You see
your
again.
AC? Oh my god.
Holy
17.
shit.
Oh my, it's better than mine.
Yeah.
Yes, the one helped.
She got that new dope armor. She got that new dope armor. That's so cool. This pincer
sweet
bounces
armor.
off the new cool armor
She's got the sweet armor and a shield, so
and a shield. Yep, that'll do it. So and then it'll come in with its pincers once again, adding a minus D4 because I am a smart person that remembers these things.
I'll remind you.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Both of those without the D4 will miss. Oh wait, hold on. No, that was the first roll because it's at advantage. Excuse me. Okay, this one will matter. Does a 16 hit?
You cannot hurt me in my own
That
domain.
is- That's two attacks. That is two attacks that perfectly missed because of that Bane, which I love. Is there a save?
Yeah,
in
part
Brown?
remember the-
Tyler.
No, it just happens. It's concentration, I will say. So I
Okay.
have to keep concentration on it.
But
I
so long as
believe.
you concentrate, it does not go away.
Hell yeah.
Got it.
Yep, and there's no save on it. It's fail
mean,
or
we all
succeed or
love-
fail.
We all love that spell for a reason. It's beloved. Is that your turn, Scorpion? Yes, it is, because you are sad. Zan.
You are sad.
You see the Scorpion looks sad.
When the druid is also the tank.
Stay.
Always. No one ever thinks druids are healing tank DPS characters, but they are.
They are.
Every time.
The real
I-
MVP.
So Nova's still grappled, right?
Nova is still grappled, and same with Aldiria.
All right.
We're really going big
I-
over here.
I look at Nova and I point at the scorpion and I say, he's the one that's holding him. And I say, he's yours.
I've got
I turn
him.
around. I turn around and run right here.
Okay, that would be a dash to make it to that square.
That's 30 feet.
That's 30 feet there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
As you leave, you will take an opportunity of attack. The creature is going to try and stab into you at disadvantage from its fear.
Yep.
Minus D4.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, no, that's like a 10 or something.
And I will use a second level spell slot to cast Guiding Bolt
At the
Alright.
creature on.
on the smaller one, yeah.
Okay.
And I
You have
I
advantage.
advantage.
Yep. Go ahead and roll the hit.
I rolled a 15 and a 17 plus 5, so I
22?
assume that hits.
22 definitely hits. Go ahead.
Roll
your
five.
damage.
5d6.
Blast
Bane
him.
gang.
Bruh.
Okay.
Blickle mode.
Blicko
He's
mode.
going. He's going Blicko mode.
Do you need to borrow some?
14
Oh, yeah.
radiant.
14.
Nope.
Wow.
14 radiance.
You see another just kind of this time. This spear forming out of this now very familiar arcane holy rune. You feel the pressure of the air magnify around it as it comes out next to you, Erzan. You send it. The
Gilgamesh
spear,
style.
yeah, very
Oh my
Gilgamesh
God.
style. Sending into the creature, you see this arcane fire explode as if it was being smited on impact. Aldiria, you hear that in your ear as this large Althegal, now described to you by Erzan and seen multiple times, radiates in this creature's wound, and it kind of evaporates into dust from the creature's side, and just this gout of ichor starts spilling out of the creature.
That was quite the combination of words you just used.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
What did I do?
descriptive words.
it
Thank
was.
Those were just like really good. Even just like this gout of ichor.
Is the scorpion
Thank you.
still, you know,
Still up.
standing?
Still up.
Ugh.
Takes a big hit, but it's still up. Both of them still seem to be technically kicking it. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Erzan, as you mark this creature once again with a divine magic? Aldiria, you see yours fade as it struck true.
Nope, that's my turn.
Kyler,
How do Nova and Alderia look? Because they've been like continually getting bashed by these things.
I will say you have seen them getting pecked at, but you have also seen them being healed.
Right.
So you're guessing somewhere in the ballpark of anywhere to near death, particularly with Nova, all the way to fine
Okay.
with Aldiria. It's hard to say exactly though.
Alderia
If you wanted to take,
just for the record.
if you wanted to, after
have-
that crush, you imagine that she's looking pretty rough.
I have at one point in this combat yelled to worry about Aldiria and not me.
Right.
Ignoring
You do
that,
note that.
Kylar holds his hand, continuing to hold his hands out, drops to one knee, and just incoherently just starts screaming, and casts Healing Word using at first level Twin Spell,
Okay.
burning his last sorcerer point for the day
You got it.
on both of them
Buddy.
to get. Let's see here, Alderia, you're gonna get 6 points of healing. Nova, you get 9.
Very good. You
And
guys
then-
see Kyler, his robe start billowing, a bead of sweat dropping down his head as blood is kind of
Bleeding
dripping
from
on top
both
of his chin.
sides of his nose and now from his ear.
You're getting kind of quiet, DM.
Interesting.
Oh, there you go.
Check 1, 2. Check.
Good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might have been a network error.
Okay.
And then
So you guys see, sorry, just a quick descriptor.
Mhm.
You see the sweat and blood drip off of Kyler's chin, a little bit out of one of his ears too. Slams into the ground. You see the cloaks and clothes billowing against this arcane magic. Just this raw, pure energy coming out of him, sending both of the healing words at you guys. You feel your vitality slightly restore. And with a sigh of a breath, Kyler, you kind of as you expend your last sorcery's point, kind
And
of
then-
looking at your feet a little bit.
reaching deep into that newfound well of power after he made the pact, he's gonna hold his hand out towards the scorpion holding Nova and cast Eldritch Blast.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit. You feel that kind of flamboyant energy almost bubble up within you after the
Oh.
raw,
flamboyant
pure energy.
Ooh.
You kind of chuckle to yourself.
Blast.
19 to hit.
Reach up and roll to hit. With the 19, you do hit. Number 1, go ahead and roll 1d10 damage of force.
9.
9. That is wow. How would you like to do this?
Yes!
With exactly enough damage. How would you like to do
I
this?
had him.
I wanted to kind of take I wanted to have that same bubbly energy coming out, and I wanted to just ram through the creature's head and bust out one of its eyes.
You guys see this kind of pinkish energy almost form between Kyler's two hands as he forms a spell, and it casts out almost in this holographic pink wave, and it flies through this creature and kind of smacks into it, this force of impact. And Kyler, right next to your ear, you just hear a little pop as a little bubble drifts up from your magic, and you see this creature slams down into the dirt.
And at the
Nova,
same
you
point,
have lost
Kyler
the
face plants.
Yeah, and Kyler's now just slumped over, just tapped, very very tapped. But with that being Kyler's turn, it is now Nova. Ungrappled, you see this creature's corpse before you.
Just for bonus action, just for flavor, I'm gonna spit the last little bit of acid that's in my mouth out in my body.
For sure.
And then I believe I can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Right there.
Right there. You got it.
Can you give me a measuring tool to the other scorpion?
Measure. Blah.
Perfect.
Skrit. That is where you got about 40 feet between you. Is there anything you'd like to try?
How about a ray of sickness?
Ooh, okay. What's the effect?
I got to roll. That's gonna be poison damage.
Okay.
Ah, shit, poison damage. I didn't think of that.
If you'd like to use your thinking brain and try something else, you're welcome to.
I'm gonna have to. Because I've seen the two others use ice knife before, right?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
And that has like an explosion to it.
Definitely. You've seen it cast before.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna use ice knife.
Yeah, I would think Aldaria would have told us about her armor.
Yeah, I think she probably has in the downtime, unless you have any reason to hold it to yourself, Aldaria.
I don't know. I would.
No, I
would be like, oh my gosh, guys.
Perfect.
Guys, ice knife.
Guys, hit me with ice.
All right, so you go ahead and roll your attack with ice, Senor. Wow, you guys, the combo.
So good.
So good.
Yeah,
so
boy.
So dope. I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
That's what you get for giving out that piece of armor.
Hey man, you guys have a cool magic dealer.
It's true.
Yeah, that's dope.
Oh.
That's really fucking cool.
Dope
Dope
as
as well.
fuck.
That's an 11.
11
Oh.
sadly misses as you see the ice knife whiz past the creature, kind of aiming towards the back of it to make sure that you don't hit Aldaria with the knife itself. It kind of whizzes between a few of its legs. As it
And I kind of like, I'm new
skittles
at this. I kind of like fuck up the somatic components of it. Like my fat dragon fingers kind of like, ugh. Oh shit.
Kyler, you're noticing this in particular. The rune is just drawn out sloppily.
The dex save still
flies
happens,
out.
hit or miss though.
It should. I thought it only hits if it was
Nope.
it
Hit or miss,
target
the shard
explode.
then explodes.
Okay, actually, now that you say that makes me reading that little pane make much more sense. Because I was like,
On a hit, the target takes the D10 piercing. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. Target in each creature
Oh,
within
sure,
5
yeah.
feet
Oh.
must succeed.
For sure.
roll it.
Perfect.
Can I just
The
fail?
dex save, you can definitely choose to fail. That is something
Well, yeah,
anyone
it's
can do
restrained,
at
For
any time.
2d6, yes.
And that dex save is only a 10.
That fails.
That is a fail. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Ooh.
8 ice damage.
8 ice damage.
8 ice heals.
And 8 ice healing for our
8 ice
resident ice wizard, Aldaria. You see the creature take kind of that dodging form, and underneath it, kind of this explosion of misty cold. But it's still up, still kicking it.
Then as a bonus action, I'm just gonna hold my hand out and call my glaive to it. Just
With a satisfying thump, it kind of shocks your body to the side as it lands.
yeah,
on
it
your hand.
comes up in my right hand. I just kind of catch it and like kind of hold it back like I'm ready to run on my next turn.
Dust dripping off of it slightly from the sand. That takes your turn to Aldaria.
Well, with my new ice pack that I just received.
You got your peas.
Ice pack.
Got your fresh cold peas out from the fridge. Get that swollen ankle down. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to choose. I had a
Sure.
plan. I didn't plan on getting healed.
Fair. Very fair.
Alright, I guess I'll just try to break this grapple.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Natural 1. Minus
Natural
1.
one.
0.
With the zero, you feel the creature kind of crushing down. As you do so, you're kind of trying to escape. That is 1 point of piercing damage as you kind of try and flail out of this creature's grasp unsuccessfully. You're just seeing the chittering of the creature get a little too spooked. Is there anything else you'd like to do as a bonus action?
No, I'll just be like, ah!
Okay. As you it takes it to the creature's
Frustrated.
turn. This creature, similar as the last, is looking near death's door and is thinking about running away with its dinner.
No!
This time, sadly, it does seem smart enough. It's gonna start taking off.
Oh, man, I was gonna make it difficult terrain. I regret it.
So as it
Tangle
does,
ruined combat.
I was gonna do spike growth, not entangle.
And Tangle ruins combat, though.
Actually,
gets that far,
Yep. Just
and
like
it's gonna
that.
start.
Oh,
It's
I
gonna
didn't do
start. Pecking into your skin, pretty tough.
Ow!
First is going to be a pincer, or rather a stinger. Does a 16 hit? Oh, it's still banned too. Does a 13 hit your armor class?
It sure does not.
All right, 2 pinchers. 19 and natural 1, so 17.
17 will hit.
Aww.
That's my
And-
AC.
How about natural 1 back to 1? It'll also be a miss. But the 17 does hit. 3 points of piercing damage as you feel this crushing, or rather bludgeoning damage, as you feel this crushing claw down on you once again. You're getting familiar with how to survive within the grasp of a gigantic scorpion. So you're feeling pretty good in that sense. You've faded the large portion of the damage there. That is the scorpion's turn. Erzan, what would you like to do?
I would like to run up to this fucker.
Okay.
25 feet, so right.
Circumnavigating the difficult terrain effectively, you get around it without soaking up too much distance.
Right.
Pull up to its
And
tail.
I would love to hack at it with my greatsword.
Go ahead and roll
Let
the hit.
go of my friend!
You guys just see
That's
Erzan.
a 9.
This time it feels like your sword takes purchase. As you pull back, you just see hefty carapace underneath what your blade struck. Small dent in the blade. Probably whetstone that out later. But sadly, that is a miss. Is that your turn, Erzan?
That is my turn, yes.
Kyler,
I woozily take half my movement and stand back up.
there you go.
And I see Alderia being carried off by the
You do.
scorpion.
Now the sweat dripping off your brow, you see Alderia.
Bleeding
Gotta
from
be-
multiple orifices on my face. I just point in that direction and go, no! And I cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit.
I just realized we have a whole damsel in distress trope happening right now. I'm kind of
Yeah.
salty
Really
about
I
it.
would like to
Tell the
know.
story.
I would like to know. I don't necessarily resonate with that, but it is just naturally occurring right now. So
Yeah, it's kind of
how it
organic.
happens. It's just
happening.
organic here.
16 to hit.
16.
It's okay. It would have been
Sorry,
way
Mama.
funnier with Nova.
yeah, yeah, it would have been. It would have been pretty cute.
Does that hit?
That does hit. Yep. Go ahead
Okay.
and roll damage.
7 points of force damage.
7 force. This
One of you
creature.
strapping lads, please come and give me a hand.
Ooh woo.
Oh, whoa.
I hate it.
Oh,
Ooh
man.
woo.
Kyler,
Or
your
is how
strike
I
does
say, I
land
love
true,
you and
but it
dinosaur.
still seems to be kicking.
Damn
Is that your turn, Kyler?
That's my turn.
Nova, it's up to you, buddy.
30 feet straight down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you are.
And then.
That's
Well,
another And then.
fuck. 2 seconds here.
For sure. Take your time.
Please take your time.
Damn it, he's just too far away.
You want me to double check with an official distance?
Damn
I mean,
it, he's
it's either
hot.
my spells are either 30 or 60.
8. He is 8 squares, which is 40 feet.
He's square in the middle of that.
Square in the middle.
Hit
If you have something 80, you'd be able to hit him.
No, well, I don't. Kind of new with this whole magic thing. Ooh, ice knife.
Ice knife. Fair enough.
Second verse, same as the first.
All right.
I mean,
Classic.
Can you shoot it at the front of the scorpion and not the back?
What's the radius on ice knife?
60.
5 feet.
Oh, yeah, it's a 5 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd say this creature is 3 squares long, so you would be able to aim towards Aldiria and
Hell yeah.
Urzan. I will say, if you roll a natural 1, the knife itself might hit Aldiria as
Right.
as she's kind of being tossed about, and you're kind of specifically aiming towards the front. But go ahead and roll to hit.
So don't do that.
Well, the bludgeoning does not hit. That's a 10 to hit.
10 is going to be a miss, but the dex save comes in
Yeah.
at a 15.
With a bane.
Oh, with
Yeah.
the bane. 14.
Oh, you fuck.
Just saves.
Yeah, it saves.
Oh, no. I think it's still half damage, though, right?
Yeah, it's half damage.
Okay. Go ahead and roll her up. And Aldiria, you'll take the full heal as you choose to fail.
I'll just try to get hit, you know?
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's,
fine.
it's not half damage.
Oh, fuck.
It's
Oh, you don't take...
Yeah, it's all or nothing.
Okay, with that one, it's all or nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing
very
that
well.
says on
Oh,
the failed
the
take half.
creature seems to fade the damage just barely. Aldiria, I will say, for the purposes of this, you can definitely choose to fail.
Choose to
That's
fail.
something you can always do with a saving throw. We'll take that ability away
You can take that's 8 ice.
Woof.
from you. I hate
Ice
ice healing.
healing potion. No
Get all
buff.
them free
You guys-
heals.
This
Yeah.
whole time, friggin' Anna and Elsa have been complaining. I don't know what they're complaining about. They're like, I'm an ice
The cold
healer.
never healed
That's
them, I
infinite
guess.
heals,
Cold
my
never
guy.
healed them, I guess. Yeah,
Cold
infinite
never
heals.
healed me anyway.
Oh my god. Well,
I'm just
anyway,
sorry.
You got a
that-
cut, just rub some ice on it. It's fine.
Well, I guess in order to do that, I would have had to drop my glaive back there. So I would have dropped it, ran,
Sure.
ice knife, bonus action, bring it back.
This time you see the glaive back into both of your hands, kind of take you with the momentum, barring your dragon-like teeth. You prepare.
And I'm already I'm kind of pointing trying to line up the apex to where I can just get in there and
Yeah,
fuck him up.
you got it.
Because my magic's kind of fucked
Getting-
now.
Getting tapped.
That's my
Very
turn.
fair. That brings us through your turn, Aldiria. You're currently being dragged away by this creature.
I'm going to cast Spike Growth
Okay.
on. It's a 20-foot radius. Oh, where's my spells? Around a 20-foot radius centered on a point within range. Twists and sprouts, hard spikes, and thorns. Alright.
All right. What's the effect?
When a creature moves into it or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Okay.
But it's camouflaged to look natural. They can't see the area at the time the spell is cast and must make a wisdom check against my spell DC to recognize it as hazardous.
To recognize as hazardous. Okay, and it's in a 20-foot range.
Yeah, so I'm
What
gonna cast
square would you
it-
like to center it on?
How far is 20? So like 4, 1, 2.
It's a 4 blocks, and it is a radius, so it'll go a total of 8 blocks in both directions. 40-foot circle. Yep.
Jobith. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I'll do it from like here.
Right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. So off the screen. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That square. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, the scorpion messes it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then off screen again.
See.
There we go. Gonna go ahead and paint that radius in there. Working with a little bit of a limited tool here, so I do apologize for any extra coloring I may do. Just about like that, we'll say.
Cool.
And you cast that spell. So now whenever a creature moves within 5 feet of it, they take 2d4 for each 5 feet.
Yeah.
Woof.
So good.
It's pretty good. Is that your turn, Alderia?
Yeah.
All right. So what's this creature got to do to try and figure it out?
Wisdom check
Okay, wisdom check.
to recognize it as hazardous. It can't do anything
Against your DC?
about it, but it can just recognize it and choose to not move.
It's not a spell save, right? It's a check.
No, it's just a wisdom check.
So no d4 added.
Rip.
And if it's your spell save
Perception
DC,
specifically.
perception. That's
Yeah,
going
against my
to
spell DC.
it's going to be an 18.
Damn it.
So it does see it.
Yeah, so,
Um,
so it knows it's hazardous. It just can choose to not move if it doesn't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
It'll still get hurt if it moves.
Man, I hate this. You guys see the creature starts burrowing itself into the sand. It's gonna start
bruh.
trying to dig its way out. So for the purposes of this,
Wasn't it burrowing into the spikes at that point?
it would be, so it will take the damage, which should be 2d4. So go ahead and roll. And Erzan,
attack.
if it leaves your range, you do get an opportunity attack.
Fucking kill it. Kill it!
6.
6 points, okay. And Erzan?
I rolled a 16 plus 5, so 21.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Get it!
Come on.
Come on, Erzan!
5 plus 3, 8.
Well, sorry to admit it, you guys, but how would you like to do this?
Yeah.
You sand, you fucking
As it's
desert
burrowing, I'm
crab
gonna just
stinging bitch.
yeah. As it's burrowing,
Just
I'm gonna
barely.
run up and just cut the fucking tail off.
Yes!
Nice. You see the spikes. Alderia kind of, it sees it's trapped in this area, has nowhere to go but down. Starts trying to drag you. You struggle against the dirt as sand starts filling your mouth and ears a bit. Very uncomfortable. Super hot too. But the spikes get into its face and it stumbles for a second, and just kind of a looming shadow behind it. You see Erzan chop its tail right from the base, splattered like Sin City style, just in this ichor from the tail, just exploding. The tail falls limp with a from the blood. With that, though, you guys have successfully sundered these creatures, and I think this would probably be a good time to take our opening.
Tyler falls backwards into the sand, facing.
Well done, you guys. Well done.
I
I'm
get
gonna
to,
drop
like,
spike growth.
And you'll
So
drop
gone.
Sprite Growth so that it
Cool.
I get to like right.
It's not dangerous anymore.
Break time.
break time. If you guys would like to do any role playing real quick, feel free.
No, I just fall
No.
backwards in the sand and just keep panting.
I get to like. That's where they're. Like that was 30 feet of movement. That's what I was gonna do on my turn, and just kind of like see it like drop dead, like, oh fuck, and just kind of like fall back on my ass and go, what the damn hell?
Is everybody
I'll,
alive?
Wearily walk over to Alderia and help her up out of the sand.
Sure. And yeah, you kind of shake the dust out, Alderia. Very, you don't like it. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
It hurts and it's loud.
Stop.
That
No.
sounded a lot like a movie I once watched.
No.
What's a movie?
So
Movie
play.
theater.
Break
It's a
time?
major illusion that lasts for like 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
True.
Oh my god.
Can we consider on our break while we're doing this that our characters
Yeah,
are taking
can we take
a
a short
short rest?
Sure, you guys are welcome to. Keep in
Yeah.
mind, you did currently just get attacked by scorpions, so you don't know if there's anything else laying around.
How long would a short rest be? Like
Yes.
an hour?
About an hour.
Yeah.
I can if they want to rest, I don't need to, so I can just kind of
Yeah.
stand watch and take care of them.
I don't need
Whilst
to
we
either.
short rest, I'll make sure that they
Our
can.
players will also go ahead and roll me a perception check there as we go into our short rest
Absolutely.
as well as our character's short rests.
I don't need to take a rest either, Jess. Can I also make perception?
Sure. If you want to not take a short rest, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
I got an
don't need to.
18.
18.
I rolled the natural one.
Natural one. Yeah, Erzan, you don't see much.
They're
Probably
shiny.
about 45 minutes into this, people are kind of patching themselves up, pulling strips of cloth tight across their wounds, using.
Yeah, I got my glaive just ready.
Yep, and you see at one point over the crest of a hill, a pincer first, and then a set of eyes. Scans, sees 2 dead scorpions, steps back into the sand away,
Nope.
menacingly.
No,
And
thank
I
you.
just kind of like lock eyes with it, like there's more of them.
Yeah, the creature. You feel the trembling for a moment. Familiar now, dissipates into the distance. It seems thoroughly scared off.
Kind of round up the camels and
Would you say that we have drank at least one water skin?
I'll say probably by the end of this day. But you guys replenished
Yeah.
at the end of at the Oasis. So you.
Yeah, I filled
probably
everybody
still-
up when we were at the Oasis.
Can I kind of combine everybody's like half drank one so I can get an empty one
Sure.
and get some
Yeah.
scorpion poison?
Oh, you'd like to start with some scorpion poison. Very well. Go ahead and roll me a nature check as you try and.
Cut you
In
off
your
a whole
alchemist
tail
kit,
of
wouldn't you have
Lyria.
vials?
I was looking and I'm not sure.
I assume that there's like alembics and things you could fill.
Let's go ahead and find out.
Because I don't actually know what's in an alchemist supply.
Alchemist toolkit.
is me while you're looking that up. Even though I'm keeping watch, is it still considered a short rest for me?
Sure. I'll let you guys take it.
Okay,
As long
I
as
guess
you
I
guys-
didn't realize so much of my
Doesn't take
stuff would
too much.
recharge with a short rest.
That's very fair. That's very fair.
Literally, like everything but my spells.
Yeah, I'll say you stand vigil, but with people helping you, you can.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
I am useless making music.
Uh, So, for your purposes, you have 2 glass beakers, a metal frame to hold your things in place over an open flame, a glass stirring rod, a mortar and pestle, and a small pouch of where you would keep basic alchemical ingredients. So the vials to store
Unfortunately, no.
things would have to come separately.
So I can take
Yeah,
my
if you
water
would
skin.
like
Alright.
to, you can definitely use the water skin.
Okay. Nature check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me. I'll say
Natural 20. It doesn't matter.
fair enough. Yeah, nature's fine too. That would make the most sense. You very adeptly figure out where this poison is sourced rather than where it's coming from, and then you take where it's coming from and squeeze the source. And it, you imagine if you had other ways to store this, you could probably gather a whole nother amount of it.
A whole nother.
Whole
No one got
nother.
any empty water skins? No? Alright.
We each had 5.
I know.
I mean, I could chug some water if you want.
Alright, I'll collect 2 water skins of
2 water skins.
stuff.
All right, go ahead and
Yeah.
you can mark down scorpion poison in your inventory. 2 water skins full. And I will say with that, we'll go ahead and have our dearly beloved players also take a short rest.
Real life short
Oh,
rest.
yes, real life
Real
short
life
rest.
We'll say meet back here at 8:50. I'm going to fill up some water, and then if you have a moment to help me goof around with Roll20, Zach.
Yeah.
Really?
I just gotta
understand
pee
what's
real
going
quick.
on?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Cool. See you guys in a second.
50.
Bye.
Pee-hoo, peanut.
And we're live.
Talking about bug snacks.
All right. Just a quick recap. You guys are heading towards the labyrinth / the Night Mother. You guys headed out into the desert, grabbed some camels. They talked to Alderia because they're camels. And you guys made your way deeper into the desert, found an oasis with some odd creatures that spoke in tongues you did not understand, kind of, but actually you did, but it was just weird. And then they spelled their name in the ground, and you told them, "You're Kenkus." You had a decent interaction with them. Kylar was paranoid that they were going to somehow stab them in the back, reasonably, because they were creatures out in the middle of the desert. He stayed up all night, and then you guys headed on your way out to the desert once more, refreshed, ready to go twice this time, the second time. You encountered some scorpions, and you are currently in the aftermath, taking a brief rest one scorpion kind of reared its ugly head and was like, what's going on here? But it quickly scuttled away when Nova snarled at it. But with that, Alderia collects some scorpion juice, and you guys have the rest of the day to yourself. It's probably about late afternoon at this point.
I'm still lying, spread eagle on my back in the sand.
Well, can somebody throw? I don't know a different way of saying other than throw. Can somebody throw Kylar onto our camel? And I think we should keep going.
Wasn't it?
Put is a better word, I would say.
That
What time is it? Like time of day?
afternoon.
Yeah, you guys are looking
afternoon.
at probably 6-ish. 5,
Okay.
6 in the afternoon.
I can get up. I have no idea I'm bleeding either.
I can.
I just like wipe my forehead like, oh, it's hot.
I'll assist him up, and I'll kind of like be like, "Hey, man, your nose is bleeding."
What?
I'm gonna use
Oh,
my
oh.
huge body
Oh,
to try to like hide him while he cleans it up.
Like dig in my pocket for a handkerchief and like. Is that it? Did I get it all? And I'm like looking around and it's like dribbling from my ear.
And very, very patriarchally. Hi, Snickers. She wants my pizza. Sorry, guys.
Snickers.
No, but did I get it all? And like turn my head to both sides.
Can I do the mom like?
Yeah. Very, very,
From my ear? Really?
very fatherly.
Yeah.
Wipe
He
it off.
starts taking a cloth to you and helping you out, and you kind of get refreshed after battle. After being much expended from you. What would you guys like to do? She's being
I
Let's
think
press
that if we
on.
can, we should.
mean,
we should
it's,
press on for the rest of the afternoon.
we should be careful.
I'm
'cause of
gonna
what I
cast.
saw.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on us for the
Very good.
remainder of
We
the
should
day.
be careful because that sucked.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much raring to go here.
I am virtually tapped out.
That's all right. I mean, as long as we don't run into more than 2 at a time. Yeah, I
Pretty
don't.
on tag with 2.
Well, as long as they don't fucking get me all pinned down again right away,
We'll probably.
I'll be much more helpful. But yeah, let's take it cautiously. Let me lead the way.
By all means.
Sure.
Alderia, you call out. I mean, you're kind of the one that's like getting us through this desert.
Yeah.
In a timely manner. And try to like look out for. I think our mission should be press towards the objective tonight, but like sort of look for somewhere that could be safe.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Nova. We kind of need a night without any events happening.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of super glad we spent a nice peaceful evening in the grove. Actually, if you see the grove, I'll go out of my way to stay there again.
At this point, I don't disagree.
I want to
Oh, you must be hurt.
press on.
I'm
That's fine.
exhausted.
And we have Pass Without a Trace on us.
You guys do have Pass Without a Trace. Go ahead and roll me some stealth checks.
Stealth. It's stealth.
As we move, Jess, I'm gonna
Yes.
use my 2 sorcery points to make a first level spell slot.
You got it.
I'm gonna cry about my non-existent sorcery. 27 for me.
Okay.
With Pass Without a Trace.
You got it.
4.
Plus 10.
Oh, plus 10. 14.
14.
14.
28.
28.
Man.
You guys in general do succeed as you're kind of navigating through what you're gathering now is probably a particularly dangerous stretch of desert. You see a few of these larger creatures on the horizon, and as night gives way, or day gives way to night, rather, you notice they seemingly drift off after a while and eventually seem far behind you. No oasis tonight, but you do find it seems to be a fairly large dune that probably resting atop would provide you cover from any of the creatures that might be hanging below in the trenches, or if you wanted to try and sleep in the trenches, provide you cover from sight from something that might be roaming the tops of the dunes.
Nova, I feel like you told us before that we should stay at the tops of the sand dunes.
Yeah. If you the smaller, more poisonous scorpion types like to hang out in the bottoms of the dunes.
And it's a good vantage point. I always want the
Right.
high ground.
Yeah, I heard there's a wise nobleman who loved the high ground.
I think his last name was Sue.
Something like that.
So you guys rest up for the evening. Would you guys like to take a watch?
I'll take the first watch.
Okay.
I'm gonna take second.
Yeah, you spellcasters get your shit recharged. And then
Yeah,
you
what nap
can
nap?
take watch.
Yeah, I'm switching spells out too.
Okay.
'Cause I had one that was done.
All right. Nova, is there anything you'd like to do on your watch other than we did some pre-generated rolls? So we won't worry about
Purely just look out for scorpions, just because.
for sure.
I mean, even like as much as involved as I am with my book, my companions here are more important.
For sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
13.
13. Your watch seems to go by swimmingly. Nothing seems to be going on currently. You get through your 2 hours. You look at your book a little bit after getting a little bit bored, just staring out into the sand. You're feeling fairly confident you've left these creatures probably in the dust. Who knows what dangers might be ahead, but for now, you feel pretty confident at the end of day 2.
Yeah, so was it Erzon is going to take watch number 2?
Okay. You go ahead and wake Erzon up.
I'll wake him up. I'll stay up a little bit just to kind of leaf through that book because it's what I've learned from it has come in clutch.
Sure.
So I want more of that, and then I'll
For sure.
nod off.
And in that very familiar way, you kind of see the secrets slowly being revealed. Nothing currently, but you're feeling like you've learned a lot in your short time. Erzan, what would you like to do on your watch? Other than, again, pre-generated rolls, you kind of work on your crafting of this magic. It's going pretty well.
Yeah. My primary concern, since we're in such dangerous terrain, is just to keep watch and make sure that my friends are safe. I'll be sure to briefly say my prayers to Tyr and meditate a little bit.
Mhm.
In a mindful manner of my surroundings, but besides
sure.
that, I'm just kind of trying to be perceptive.
Yeah. With that, your watch goes by very quickly and easily. You distract yourself. Occasionally, the wind picking up, shaking dust here and there, keeps you on your nerves, but nothing seems to disturb you at all. And then you go ahead and wake up. Someone? Presume?
Did the other two call?
Other than-
You're next?
Yep.
I'll go wake up Alderia.
Alderia, you're woken by Erzan once again.
It's your watch. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Okay, have a good night. I'm just going to look at the stars and think
Just watch.
about life. Watch.
Yeah. Sounds good. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you do so. 15?
7. 22.
22. Oh. You do notice, as you're kind of sitting atop a dune, very far away, you see what looks to be a humanoid shape. You can tell there's a bit of a cloak billowing out kind of across a dune. Stops, kind of looks over in your direction, and then continues walking kind of, if you could imagine, maybe like perpendicular from where you are, and just seems to keep going. Doesn't seem to turn as far as you can tell.
Boy, that makes me uneasy. Away from me? They turned away from me?
Not away, just kind of they were. You saw they crested a dune that's kind of like perpendicular to your line of sight. Stood at the top, at the top kind of seem to notice you, and then continued along the dune, pretty much not changing their course from what they had been going.
Can I augury just about that person? Is that too big?
If you have a specific thought, maybe to narrow it down, that would be helpful.
Are they going to attack us? Are we safe from that?
Sure. You see the familiar, this time feminine, star patterns before you, and you hear a gentle, in regards to if are they going to attack us, you hear, "Wheel." The
So that
familiar,
means-
comforting voice.
So that means I'm safe.
Wheel is the good alternative to woe.
Okay.
It's up to you to determine how that means in this context. You asked, would this person attack us? They said wheel, which is usually a positive outcome.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to you to determine the exact implications.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I'm gonna go with they're not gonna attack me, and I'm gonna keep an eye on them as long as I can.
Okay, they crest away into the dust fairly quickly. You see that they kind of drift down into a trough, and you lose sight of them then. And where you would expect them to rise, once again, they do not.
Any chance there's a bird or something around me?
Go ahead and start with a percentage check. Die 100. Let's see if you're lucky out in the night.
Seven.
7.
%.
You don't. Well, go ahead and roll me a perception check, actually.
Because 0 is 0, right? 0 is 0.
That's the tens place, yeah. So if it's 007, that would be a 7%.
Or perception.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Okay. One moment, please, while I take a quick note. You do, with a 20, notice a large owl floating above. Very high. Circles for a moment. You see something trapped within its claws. And then drifts off into the distance. Unless you would like to try and do anything in regards to that creature.
Can I cast Speak with Animals and call up to it?
You certainly can. One moment, please. Okay. You cast Speak with Animals. This creature is very high in the air. Would you like to shout?
Yeah.
Up to you.
I would like to yell it as loud as I think I need to say, because I don't know how high up this is.
It's pretty quiet out tonight, but you'd imagine there's probably a breeze way up where it's at. So
As loud as I would perceive I need it to be for the owl to hear me.
okay.
Everybody
You
wake up.
you wake everybody up, but the owl does seem to perceive you.
Yeah.
What do you say to it?
I'm gonna call up to it and be like, Miss Owl, friend,
Owl.
Mr. Owl, can you come here, please? I need your help.
I have no interest. You hear kind of in a deep. I'm not yelling for the sake of it, but you hear it loud enough that from the sky you can hear that. I have no interest. It kind of flies in a circle. Still, so you seem to have caught its attention.
Please, I need your help. I can't do this alone. I need to know if my friends and I were being tracked.
Wish I could help. It seems to start heading off into the distance. Sorry, home slice.
All right. Gentlemen. Bye. Have a good night. Enjoy your meal.
Have a beautiful time.
Oh,
I can
hey.
fly, but I can't fly yet, so I'm just stuck down here on the ground.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your watch after the very patronizing owl has its time?
Just look up at the stars and be sad because I assume it's still just the one ram star.
Still the single twinkling star. In the direction that you're heading, which does give you a sense of hearty feeling.
And then I'll go.
And you'll wake.
Kyle.
Refreshed Kyler, recently startled awake, but it's kind of like when you set your alarm and then it wakes you up again, and you're like, okay, that's a little better.
Right.
You're feeling a little refreshed and ready to go with your long rest.
Right. Kind of same deal as the others. I'm definitely a little more on edge than previously. I won't be reading my book this time.
Okay.
I'll be actually very focused on trying to keep a vigilant watch.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
There it is, perception. 19?
19. I suppose I must roll as well. Your watch goes by swimmingly. You don't see anything. You kind of lose yourself looking out into the distance, occasionally pull out a book or two, but no one seems to be around.
All right, then I'll wake everybody up once it's well and truly daylight.
Okay. You guys crest into the new day, second half of your journey. Can I go ahead and have... I believe it should now be Nova's turn for a die 100 roll.
You got it. How about a 46?
46. Okay. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. You guys start heading out into the desert. Seems like a pretty typical day as you pack up. Is there anything you'd like to do on your travels?
Be careful.
Be careful.
Be careful.
As we ride, I would like to start a discussion about what our plan is.
Before we get
there.
going, mage armor.
For sure.
Per usual.
Per usual.
I mean, do we know exactly what we're getting into?
So we know that we're traveling towards the labyrinth, and we found a poem in Reshma's lair that said,
I can pull it up too if you...
Atop a dune, her cruel look of doom, overlooking a maze lies her evil gaze. Fate lies here, approach only in fear.
So it sounds like she lives near the labyrinth.
Within a stone's throw, she can see it.
Right. I think that it might be wise of us to pursue the Night Mother before we go into the labyrinth, because perhaps she could lay a trap or something otherwise. That's
Rather
what
than being
scares me the
cornered in
most.
there by her, indeed.
Right.
I agree.
I think that it's at
that's
least
good.
wisest to pursue her first.
Well, if she's the leader of this coven, she'll be the strongest by far.
That is
Well, the other members of that coven ain't been anything to worry about so far.
I believe we've gotten lucky, Nova. I wouldn't count our eggs before they hatch.
Hey, man, I'm always lucky.
Until you're not.
It's a curse to
No
see
word.
Hag
The bones
laid
are
on
gonna
me
come
was-
up skulls eventually.
Eh. As long as they're not scorpions, I'm happy.
Seconded.
I can't argue with that. So are we in agreement then? We should search for the Night Mother first.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if that's a possibility, I'm
yeah,
still
at
like,
least I feel that we should at least try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what will be presented in front of us, but I don't know. If we
It'll
see
be at least more of the same, but stronger.
something, I mean, just tread carefully. Keep an eye out for those.
Expect all the tricks that we've seen: invisibility, stealth, misdirection.
Right. Expect
Yeah.
trickery.
Stay hydrated.
I don't see how that has a bearing here, but
Just
that's
do it.
It
life
always,
advice.
has a bearing.
It's good life advice. I won't disagree, especially in this heat.
Well,
Okay. Is that the end of your guys' discussion?
Yeah, just as we're heading
Oh,
out.
You guys start navigating into the desert once again. The day goes by swimmingly, as far as you can tell. Not a sight to be had. Sky, and more sky. You're guessing, if you're on the right track, that you should probably be hitting it by the next day. So if I could just have one more survival check for today, and then there will be one tomorrow, and hopefully with some luck, you'll be there. With help, you guys can choose who is leading it with advantage.
yeah, I'll help out Alderia.
Yeah, Nova, you being pretty familiar with the territory, Alderia being skilled in general, and the map all leads to a pretty doable
Just got those
situation.
map skills and bow
Thank
staff
you.
skills.
What that total is?
19.
19. Yeah, very, very adeptly, Alderia, you find your way through the sand. Anytime you even come close to maybe making a wrong turn, Nova's like, well, if you look at this dune and da-da-da, and directs you right back on track, and you are very masterfully navigating as a team. And with that, the night comes. I will say, for the brevity of this night, go ahead and have whoever's going first. Alderia will roll me a perception check, and that will be Kylar will also roll me a perception check. For Nova and Erzan, your guys' shifts go pretty swimmingly. Doesn't seem anything, and we can get to some roleplay if you guys want to over this night as well.
21.
21, you see that same familiar owl shape in the sky once again, floating above you for a few moments.
Just say hi, guess. Speak with animals.
Sure.
Say hi, but I'm salty.
Hi, but you're salty.
Aw.
It.
But like
Kinda.
my normal perky, like,
Well, in your head,
hi.
you're salty.
Yeah, I'm like,
Mr. Owl.
You just hear a response of. Doesn't seem to be speaking anything back to you, just kind of making owl noises, floating above for a few moments. And eventually, as you leave it to its own devices, it starts making its way out into the distance. I will say, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
me?
Yes. In addition to that.
26.
26, yeah. Oh, just kidding. You notice nothing. Erzan,
Mm-hmm.
you at this time start seeing images of a white tree. At first, it seems bent,
Like as a
and
dream, or
as you dream,
okay.
you start seeing images of a twisted, dead white tree atop a sand dune. At first, it seems normal, and as you're watching it, you just get this dread feeling in the pit of your stomach. As you do, you start kind of stepping back away, your heartbeat beating faster, and as it does, this green flame starts lifting from the branches of the tree, starting on the outside and writhing in. You hear this horrible cracking as the wood starts lighting on fire. As you turn to run, you take 3 points of psychic damage.
Like in real life.
Yep, real you takes 3 points of psychic damage, and you awake in the morning, sweat dripping down your face, stuck in these dreams all night. You do not gain the benefits of a long rest, and you do suffer a point of exhaustion as well.
Ew.
Without that, though, before you notice and wake in the morning, and Alderia's shift is up, that is going to be a Kylar. Go ahead and roll me a perception check on your watch as well.
It's an 8.
Just Nate, yeah. Tonight's going swimmingly, man. You kick back, look in the stars. You haven't seen a sight of a scorpion in a long time as far as relativity goes, and that makes you
me very happy.
very happy. And you kick back. Nova, sleeping tonight, and your watch swimmingly as it can go, as you have memories of young Kenku, probably couple, perhaps somehow related if you missed the mark a little bit. Probably, definitely a couple, actually, since you saw one of them woodpecker peck kiss on the cheek of the other. So let's get that idea out of our minds.
Pretty cute.
Yeah. And but your thoughts are of home, past life, bravery, heroism, and it seems to go fine. But that brings us through the night, and at this point, Erzan, as you crest into the day, you kind of just wake up feeling exhausted, just exhausted and sweat. Very gross.
We all been there.
Yeah, real talk.
This is
Monday.
beginning
Monday.
beginning of the third day.
Beginning of the third day. Beginning of the fourth day, I believe.
Dawn of the
So we should expect to arrive
24 hours remain.
today.
One day to the Oasis, one day through the Scorpions.
Look at the Song of Time.
Okay,
Yesterday,
Oasis.
today's-
Day. Oh, is this just the third day?
Yeah, I
It's-
believe so.
we-
Okay,
we
yeah, it's the
finished-
third day.
We finished
My bad.
3 full days of travel, right?
Yes.
So today's
Oasis,
the fourth
Oasis,
day.
Scorpions
Scorpion.
yesterday.
Today would be the third day finished.
Dawn of the third day.
Dawn of the third
Yeah.
day. Gandalf rides in from the east.
24
Wait,
hours.
Well,
no.
it's the dawn of the 4th day.
It's
No,
dawn
because
of the
we-
fourth day because
Yeah,
I've
we've
seen the
traveled-
owl
we've traveled
twice.
Travel.
Oh, wait.
Oasis
Yeah.
was the first night.
Oasis,
Scorpions was the second
Scorpions,
day.
good day, fourth day.
Third
Yep.
day was uneventful. This is Dawn of the fourth.
We
Got it.
did Oasis,
So,
and then I've
math
seen
is
the owl
hard, I'm
twice
sorry.
after that.
Yeah,
So
I apologize
I don't
to our viewers
remember.
watching me suck at math, despite the fact that I'm playing math for adults.
Yeah, this
So,
is.
I love
advanced.
that.
So
Don't
we
you
should
forget my
expect.
polyblock roll.
I just make up the numbers when I roll them. I don't know what's happening. I don't add numbers together.
Numbers.
Who this?
So according to our maps, we should expect to arrive at the labyrinth between sometime during the day today and maybe tomorrow afternoon.
You would guess on Camelback with the time you guys have been making, probably late today.
Okay.
Maybe early after rising tomorrow if you go slow today. But you've been making pretty good time. The hour-long break with the Scorpions didn't take too much out of your time frame.
Right. Okay. With sunken eyes, I look over at Kylar and say, "Let's go kill this fucking hag."
You look terrible, Ozan.
Didn't have a good night.
I
I hop
see
up on the
that.
camel.
Are you sure you're fit to travel?
I don't think there's anything to do but move
Ooh.
on.
hold on, wait.
Fair enough.
Nope. I got a boat.
Sure.
Give a sail.
But
Oh, we're gonna get copyrighted for that.
but nothing that I could carry you in. Buoy. Never mind. I don't know what
So
some of this does.
yeah, if you want to talk briefly after the session tonight, we can maybe figure out some of that. If you have some questions, or you can text them to me when you have a little wee bit more free time.
Free time.
Never.
But just for the sake of today, you guys hop up on your camels. Urzan, you're feeling just worn out. You just didn't hardly sleep at all last night, sadly.
Mhm.
And the rest of you all are awake to your own devices. Other than that, feeling pretty good. Nova, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, waking up feeling pretty good.
I'm feeling real good, man. And as much as I just kind of want to like hang out, ride the camel, leaf through my book, maybe sharpen a blade, I'm thinking like, fuck these scorpions. So I got my peepers on the watch.
Sure.
I'm letting Aldaria drive the camel, and I'm polishing like the old dwarven flatware.
Sure. I'll say on the camel, you don't make any like true headway.
Yeah, it's mostly just like getting them clean so I can like refurbish later.
Yeah, I'll say yeah. That's very fair. You can kind of undust them and get prepared to do what you need to do with them, but mostly flavor text. And you guys make your way into the distance. The day seems to be going swimmingly again. Nova, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Boy, I tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
How about 15?
15. This day goes by perfectly. Not a sight on the horizon until towards.
I don't like that.
Seems to be perfect. You guys.
Do I perceive anything? Can I try?
If you want to take a rougher check for the survival check, maybe a higher DC or less advantage, you could spend some time really checking your surroundings, making sure you're not being tracked. Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Wanna go for it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Just as a note.
25.
25. Just as a note, I will be using that same stealth check, just because that's the check that they rolled to that whatever they might be, if they're even existent, rolled. But with your 25, actually, you seems fine. Everything's going swimmingly. Nothing. You remember a few different sightings now on your trip, and none of them seem to be rearing their heads. Between all of the different creatures, people, things like that you encountered, you haven't seen anything today.
It's a trap.
Seems fine. But with that, you guys go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Everybody?
Just the individuals rolling it. I will say, go ahead. Nova's still helping you, so I'll give you advantage, but since you're distracting yourself, the DC might be slightly higher.
Okay. Wait, what one is this? Survival?
Survival, yeah.
13.
I'll say it takes you a little bit longer. You guys feel like you're right on top of where it's supposed to be towards the end of the day, and cresting into night, you see... One second, let me just take a quick note so I can get this right and properly described to you guys.
Right?
Right. You see, as you crest over a dune, finally, off in the distance, deceptively close by and far away, this just magnificent brown of a much darker hue than this light brown sand you're familiar with. You just see this almost like obelisk-like cube stretching up into the sky. You see across its pattern, across this giant cube, this is pattern, but you're too far away to make out what it is. Just seems like there's textures all upon it. In addition to this, you see the cast of the shadow from the sun behind it, taking away that sweltering heat right below it. Off to the direct north of it, behind it, atop a large swelling dune, kind of curving up near it, you just see this large white tree, just completely dead and twisted. Erzan, you recognize this tree pretty well. You see it twisting into the sky. Not as large as this structure, but for the middle of the desert, quite large. Very surprising to see this kind of thing out here. As you guys continue closer,
I get excited about a tree.
it's very fair. Let me just make sure I get this part right too. Yeah, okay. As you guys approach closer, you kind of, to get to the tree, even if you want to go there, you'd have to kind of walk by this enormous cube of brown, thick-looking stone. And as you approach, is there anything you guys are doing on your approach, or do you want to just kind of get to the closeness of it and hear what's going on there?
I would like to inform my party of the dream that I had last night, where I saw that exact tree go up in green flame.
Well, that's concerning.
It must be either it's a premonition or a curse. I don't know what. We lost Rhythm Bot, I think, Jess.
I think it might just be looping.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, there it goes.
Sorry.
No worries.
I don't know if it's a premonition or if it's similar to what the sea hag did to me. I did not sleep well last night. It was because of that fucking tree.
Wow.
So is it just that tree, or you said there was an obelisk?
Yes, this large labyrinth. It's just like a giant brown obelisk near you guys. You are at the point of him telling you this, or Zan telling you the tree, are probably less than a mile away, but you see this just enormous brown cube essentially risen out of the sand, just like stationary, completely unfazed, nothing to anything
else
around it.
the cube?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Other than the tree?
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll go well. 13.
Nothing is standing out. Again, you see that texture. You imagine there's some kind of inscription or perhaps depiction upon
But
the giant.
the tree is the only landmark.
Other
really,
than the
around
gigantic
it.
cube, yeah. Just desert.
Well,
Paving desert. I mean, you are noting this thing is huge.
yeah.
If you skirted to the east or the west of it, or sorry, the north or the south of it, you imagine you would have probably seen it in the distance, as long as you were nearish by, because it's quite large.
Well, being a stone's throw away, that seems like our target.
I think so as well.
It's overlooking a maze. It's atop a dune. You had a premonition about it. It's I'd be very surprised if that wasn't where we're supposed to go.
I agree.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So as well.
Okay. You guys approach the cube
Anything.
to pass it and try and approach the large tree.
Yeah, unless
Okay.
there's any reason to think that we shouldn't go near the cube.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys don't see anything as you're approaching other than a gigantic cube and a large tree. As additional bit of flavor text, as you guys are kind of walking by on your camels across this cube, you just see this giant flat surface. It's stretching into the sky. You'd guess at least a couple 100 feet tall, probably 100, 200 feet tall.
Giant
Very large.
Flat surface?
Yeah, it's this cube's side.
Oh, okay.
As you're looking up, you see just enormous depictions of all kinds of different things. You see, notably, an immense battle taking place is the main depiction. You see people along the ground as if they're fighting on the ground, just spears stabbing into one another and swords gutting people and shields blocking certain attacks and people wielding all kinds of weapons, one with a rapier drawn up to attack. Above it, you see this large dragon spreading its wings out, like shooting down fire, with another one above that, looking like it's about to clamp onto the back of the one shooting fire down. Across the battlefield, and framing either side, you see these large, like worm-like creatures spiraling from the ground up to the corners and into the sky, just like these open maws. People flying out as if like being exploded from the impact of this creature coming up. That happens on each corner that you cross by. And just all kinds of other depictions like this, as many as you can pretty much imagine, just on this huge surface. Currently cast out in shadow, but you imagine upon the full inflection of the sun would be quite spectacular, even if in its old age. As you get to about the halfway mark, walking by it, you also see probably...
Could I take a minute?
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to inspect the dragons.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. Or I'll give you investigation or perception. I'll let you choose if you're kind of like tactilely like trying to get right there and look at it. Or,
Investigation. I want details.
so Nova takes a moment and kind of gives this a really hearty look.
I was gonna see if there is possibly anything written on there in something that only I would understand.
Okay, just one moment.
People.
Okay, yeah. Just a minute here. I'll take care of Nova's roll, and then we'll get to you. Let me just take a note so I don't forget. Alderia.
I kind of call after Nova. If you need help reading any inscriptions, I speak several languages.
All right, and your investigation check.
Well, I rolled a 3 and I have a -2. So, but Kylar called out to me.
Sure.
He said he might be able to. I'm just gonna ask him to just look at these dragons.
All right.
If anything stands out to him.
Okay, I'll allow a separate roll. I won't
Okay.
say one gets advantage, but I'll allow a separate roll if Kylar would also like to try and take these. Are you proficient in history as well? This is important for this.
No, I am not proficient in history.
I
Go
am.
ahead and. I mean, if you want to investigate this, you're welcome to try. I'll say one more investigation roll before anyone gets off to the starts. If you guys want to try this, don't want everybody spamming rolls until they figure out.
I did roll an investigation. I didn't know if you were gonna ask me for that or history. I guess.
Yeah, it will be an investigation, but the proficiency in history is important here. So
Okay.
before you announce your roll,
Yep.
Does anybody want to try to do something different? I don't want everyone spamming investigation.
I'm
I
just there
just-
because Nova asked.
For sure.
I just
for
want
sure.
to do the thing. What I was looking for.
Okay, so we'll get to that just after this roll. What was your roll, Kyler, as you're trying
19.
to figure this out? So the basics, what you get, Nova, as well as Kyler. The creature breathing the flame down. Everything's in this kind of matted brown, so it's hard to make out too much as far as maybe coloration or shade or maybe side goes. But what you do see is just this large-necked dragon with this barrel chest and a more diminutive back legs kind of floating in the wind. Not like tiny, certainly powerful, but it looks just like barrel-chested with these large wings stretching out, kind of looking short because of the angle they're at, but you can tell they're just overcasting tons of creatures. You see from its head straight back are two spiraling horns, almost pigtail tightness in that spiral, just like straight back. Its maw, you see, just comes out from its face and is elongated and just really wide open, almost as if it's unhinged. Just this swath of fire, almost like liquid fire, like pouring over soldiers on the battlefield. The dragon atop it, kind of coming down with its claws, you see pretty similar in structure. Its face is a little more snub-nosed. It's got this like wicked grin almost on its face, and these talons out, just like reaching down as if they're about to sink into the flesh. This creature, its arms are a little more diminutive, and it seems to be holding them kind of close. And this is where you start picking up Kylar. It seems to be doing something with its hands, more so than just being a ferocious dragon. You can't. It's up to inference what it might be doing, but you do see it's like maybe holding something or operating something. Hard to say exactly what. It's up to your inference within its hands. And it's got just this kind of wicked, sly look on its face. Its horns kind of reach out and then curve forward, minotaur-like, as it's kind of not like, too dramatic, but kind of like circle back and then curve forward and then like end in a little S, just a tiny little S at the end. And its wings kind of powerfully reached out as if it like just recovered from one flap and it's
Does it
about
have
to.
something floating right between its horns?
No, no floating orbs between
good.
its horns.
I'll point that out to Nova. Nova, did you notice that it seems to be like doing something with its hands? Maybe it's using something, or potentially casting a spell.
No.
I can't really see what it's doing, and age and sand have kind of worn away some of the finer details, but it's definitely not just reaching out to scratch it.
Doesn't really make much sense to me.
I can't make heads or tails of it, to be honest. It's just what my observations.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to go over? It looks like you're still taking notes, Luke, so I don't want to rush you.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Kyler?
Is there any languages like inscribed into the side of the cube that what I would have seen?
Good question.
I speak Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Yeah,
So
if there's Draconic, I'd see it too.
gotcha. We will we'll get to that in just a moment. Alderia, as you start inspecting for text, and this works out really nicely, actually. You guys were starting to crest into the center of that domain. You see just this enormous slat up the side, just go straight up, probably about 7 feet wide, you'd guess. Enough for one person to walk through, maybe 2 people abreast, but just so. In it, you can see into just, it looks like a room is in there, and then just doors. It just looks like a mess, and from those doors, you see more doors. Don't copyright us, JRR. But for the purpose of this, you look in and see what you imagine is probably a labyrinth. Along the sides of this, what languages do you know? And Erzan, I believe. Actually, what languages does everybody know?
I speak Celestial, Common, Druidic, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Okay.
Abyssal, Celestial, and Infernal.
Okay. And Kyler?
Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Okay. For I believe Nova shouldn't get this anyways, so I'll just let him listen in on us while he's out. We'll just take a quick note of that too. Okay. You guys, as you're cresting up to the side of this building, see along the long slatted wall in Celestial, it says, "The Trial of a Camus Mora."
Wow.
And it says that towards the bottom. It doesn't like repeat or anything. It just says it on once on each side.
That's just a scribble. That's not words.
You speak Celestial too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought Luke had his ears in.
So we both caught that. So it's a trial.
It says "The Trial of a Canis Mora."
Of a Canis
Luke,
Mora.
just for your purposes too, they were reading in Celestial along the sides of this large slat that leads into the labyrinth. It says "The Trial of a Canis Mora."
Do we know who Camus Mora is?
You
Yeah,
have
that's,
heard of
that's
him.
the Weezord man.
He sounded like some kind of powerful and now dead wizard that the spellbook was pried from the claws of Udatoth.
If I remember right, Udatoth actually mentioned he was an archmagus.
Mhm.
So a man of some distinction.
Well, this is his trial.
That is daunting.
I mean, makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Before you guys, you see now the tree kind of cresting, casting its shadow over the trial of a Camus Mora. You continue past the stone slab as you approach the tree. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Nah, man.
Looking forward to the goal. Very well.
Kill this fucking
Let's go
hag.
beat the shit out of this tree.
Okay. You guys approach the wiry, spindling tree, just massive in size. You guess the base is probably in the realm of like a 20-foot diameter, radius rather.
Woof.
To its back, you don't see a way into this tree or anything like that. As you crest around the side, kind of investigating from what feels like a safe distance, you see a porthole of a door, just round and made out of just similar colored wood, but it looks very old and withered.
Step into my lair, said the spider to the fly.
Ooh.
I'd like to see your pandas.
How far away are we now?
3-inch
Guys, I would say
Pandas.
probably 100 feet once you're kind of really inspecting, unless you would like to stay farther back. Up to you.
I think that we go into the belly of the beast, right?
Okay.
As we walk up, I'm gonna pop light on my chest.
Okay.
And yeah.
All dancing lights ready.
Okay.
All right.
You guys start navigating towards the tree. You see
Yep.
the porthole kind of in front of you as you navigate. Do you set your camels behind?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Probably by the
Okay.
Out of the sun.
Cube.
Sure, yeah. They rest in the cube, the shade of the cube. They seem completely content. No desire to move whatsoever. You guys walk up to the tree, and as you are probably within 20 feet of the door, you just hear as it slowly shifts itself open, probably about 3 or 4 inches. From this, you see this darkness start kind of pouring out, just gently, like a little fog, almost like a floor level fog machine is going.
Hate that.
I'm not a fan of that either.
Nope.
I think it's time that we go destroy this creature.
Maybe we flush her out. You said your dream involved fire.
We could try to light the tree on fire. It appears to
Do
be
we make
dry
that a
and
reality?
We don't. I don't know how I feel about lighting a tree on fire.
I don't know how I feel about fighting a powerful ancient hag inside her den.
But it's not the tree's fault.
It's dead
pretty.
anyway.
Is the
It's
tree
in a
not
desert.
dead because of the festering disease on the inside of it?
We're doing this
Still-
tree a mercy and putting it out of its misery.
It's still a tree.
I think it's already dead. It appears dead, does it not? Aldiria, the druid.
Does it appear dead?
It seems pretty dead. I mean, it's an old withered tree in the desert.
It's dead as fuck.
Alright. Everyone get out of the tree. Step away.
I'll stay in and burn. That's cool too.
I'll burn it.
I'll burn it as well.
I'll
It's worth a shot.
I ain't got no fire.
produce flame.
I will
Cantrip.
cast a firebolt at it.
I can just do it as cantrip.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
You do it together.
Alright.
Okay,
I'm gonna hold Eldritch Blast ready for anything that comes out.
for sure. You guys produce your flames in unison, toss them at the tree. You see this tree first. The magic hits it, and it seems to dissipate. A moment later, you hear the fire tick up once again. You see the fire, the points from which you hit this tree. The fire starts climbing into the branches that you see sprawling out. The very thin tinder starts snapping and cracking. And something catches your eye. As the fire grows, it turns green from the source. You hear cough out of the tree. As the fire turns green, it starts taking over the entire tree. Other than the very base, the door seems untouched now, but everything else wreathed in this green flame. You hear the of twisting, burning wood, but the tree, after moments and moments of waiting, doesn't seem to be falling apart. It is sitting there writhing in green flame.
You know, in
Hate that.
hindsight, I probably should have augured that decision.
How about you augur us going in?
I'm gonna augur us going in to this tree on fire.
Oh my god.
Go ahead, as you do this, go ahead and make
I
me a
think to
charisma saving
myself.
throw. Go ahead and make me
Charisma?
a wisdom saving throw, excuse me.
Damn it, I'm proficient in charisma.
Just Aldiria as she tries to cast this augury. And remember, it takes 10 minutes and you're looking at this burning tree the whole time, so
14.
if you're ritual casting. 14, that does succeed.
Are you ritual casting it, Alderia?
Which one?
It's
Augury.
off of her
Um,
amulet.
It's out of my stars.
take-
so she must, yeah. Oh, it doesn't?
It's,
No,
no, it's
you cast it
instantaneous.
instantaneously. It's an action.
Oh, okay. Very well. You cast it instantaneously. Not as a ritual, because I am an egg and I don't know things. So you cast it instantaneously. You see, this time, the feminine... what normally would happen is the ram would end last. This time you see the familiar shapes. The ram comes second to last. And it is peculiar to you. You see the single star glowing. And then the last shape forms. It's the snake. Slithers off, and you hear, "Whoa."
So, yeah, about
I
how I
don't think we
expected.
should. I don't think we should go in the tree.
What happens if we don't go in the tree?
I don't know,
I don't really
but
think
it
we have much
seems,
of a choice.
it seems bad.
Just as a point of order, too, you don't. This isn't like a premonition of what will transpire. It's just saying that
Yeah, it's gonna be bad if we go
It's
in
gonna
there.
be bad.
it's be bad. It's not saying you will win or lose. It's saying what's in
Yeah.
there is woeful.
Yeah.
Probably bad. Yep. Nope. That's about what we expected.
I think that
Alright.
we need to grit our teeth and move on.
Let's do it.
Not
If
first.
If there's bad in there,
I burned a tree today. Just keep rolling. Be
It was
horrible.
dead. Don't worry.
Just be a horrible person.
Is it though, Kylar?
I'm so sorry.
if there's
besides
bad
the
in
point,
there-
it was dead.
I think we have to go in there and take care of the bad.
You're cleansing
right.
the tree of the evil that is inhabited. It feels like that way.
Yeah.
Fire is a cleansing force as well,
Well, it usually is.
except when it's green and
Except when
laughing.
it's green.
Yeah, except when this happens.
Generally, laughing isn't good. Like,
Well, usually it is.
well, not when it's in this context.
Context is key. That's for sure.
We're all just looking at it. Context is key.
All right.
In
Let's do it.
awe, you guys start approaching the door. As you
Glaive. Oh no, Maul.
do, Maul. Yeah, there you go.
Mall.
As you do, okay. Nothing. Okay. Just a quick point of order, actually. Sorry to break the immersion slightly. Who killed the 2 scorpions?
I killed one.
I killed one.
Okay, thank you.
I think it was
Continuing
a
forward.
team effort.
No, I meant
Still
death.
effort, yeah.
Death blow. Death blow is what I was asking.
I did a lot of
I
damage.
assume that's what you
Sure.
meant.
Well, just because like it was like a
She
the-
spike
the
growth,
spike
and then I
growth
cut off
and the
its
hit
tail.
at the same
Yeah.
time.
Sure, yeah. It was a very particular reason I was asking. Don't worry about it. So you guys approach the door, slightly agape. Now,
Yep.
even more and more fog pouring out. You get to the door. Who's going first?
I'll go
Nope.
first, and as I
Yeah, either me or you.
I have the
Well,
light
you're
on
the-
me, so I'll go first.
Yeah, you're the light boy. You go first.
Okay.
As we approach the door, like right as I'm about to cross the threshold, I will touch my holy symbol and cast Bless on my friends.
Okay. You guys are
I'll
all
cast
blessed.
Bless
Go
on
and use it.
everyone and use the second level spell slot.
Okay, including yourself. Perfect.
Yep.
You
What's plus
grab the door.
You get a D4 on attacks and saving throws.
Light is not concentration, right? You have that going still. I don't think it should be. I think you'd cast
No,
it.
it's
and
not. Yeah, it's
like-
just
not, no.
it's a thing.
Perfect. So you open. It's not much of a matter, anyways. I'll explain in just a moment. You open the door and it creaks on its hinges, rusted through, kind of cracking as you go through too. The inside, the light emanating from your chest, just within a foot of the door, swallowed
Magical
up
darkness,
in this
cool.
fog. It's what it is in your ball court. What you'd like to do now?
So, what happened to my light?
It's
It's
magical darkness.
still on your chest. You can feel the spell. You can see it from here to hear about, but into the darkness, just swallowed whole.
Can I tell everyone in front of me to duck?
Yeah, certainly.
And I'm gonna throw a flame for 30 feet. 'Cause I think
You
that's
produce
as
a
far as I
flame?
can send it. Produce it and send it down
Produce
30
it.
feet.
Similar effect. You see this flame in your hand, like a candle, like drift into the dark. See it go, vanish. Probably a little farther this time than the light upon Urzan's chest. It just seems to vanish in the dark. You hear a just very faintly, much fainter than that, come from inside of this building.
All right, before we get too far in here, I take out the hempen rope that I have in my backpack.
Mhm.
Everybody hold on to this. That way we don't get too far separated. Just hold on to it with
Wise.
one of your hands.
Should we? I mean, I got some too. Maybe tie some onto something out here.
I don't think we need to tie it. I just don't want us getting too far apart.
Okay, so you guys are holding the rope or tying together?
Holding.
Okay.
Right,
Holding.
holding, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it in my offhand.
You guys start entering into the building.
Yep. Grit my
There
teeth
you
and walk
go.
forward.
You guys start navigating into the darkness, one by one. Erzan first, and then Nova, and then Alderia, and then Kylar. You hear your footsteps.
Well,
Okay.
hold
yeah.
on.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever you guys would like to do.
If it's just like consuming darkness,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the ass end.
Let's take the ascent.
Yeah, I
Okay.
want to be second to last.
Okay.
That's wise.
And squish.
You start entering into the darkness. Erzan, you hear your foot against the wood floor creak. As you navigate into here, Erzan disappears in front of you, Alderia, and then you in the darkness, and then Kylar, and finally Nova. Puff your chest out and make your way. You hear the footsteps. At first, nothing. The darkness around you, you see nothing. Almost as if you hear nothing as the footsteps slowly stop in uncertainty. The door slams behind you in a loud noise, and you hear... Sundered now, sisters 3. The sister 1 shall make it done. And then, Nova and Kylar, I need you to make me a perception check.
Okay. It's a 16.
16. Against her still.
7.
7. You guys, you feel your rope between you go slack.
Nova.
You start panicking in the moment. Were you sure of your course of actions?
Not anymore.
How many packs a day is she smoking?
Yeah, for
You
real.
just hear this
You.
wretched coughing, just like the grossest phlegmy cough.
So between
Ma'am, put your mask on. Coronavirus.
Kylar-
Thank you.
Kylar and me,
Mhm.
there's no
Yeah.
rope.
Yeah, and you start
Hey.
kind of going about.
So
not
I'm
sure.
by
Yeah,
myself.
Dungeon
you're
Master,
still near each other, but yes.
I forgot that I have 60 feet of dark vision. How is this darkness affecting it?
Very unsettling. You see nothing.
So
You see,
it's
like you can look at your
magical darkness.
hands, and they disappear into the fog, almost like you're swimming in an ocean, just at night.
So I'll yell
terrifying.
that back, like as I walk in, I guess.
Yeah.
This is not ordinary darkness. It's magical, some manner.
You guys are now stuck in the fog. You hear. I see your feet quaking. Perhaps we could finish this amicably.
What do you want? What do you want, Hag?
Oh, not so much. It seems to stop after that, though. Doesn't seem to respond to your question, other than not so much.
Indeed, if it's not much, then let's have done and be gone.
Very well. I request one thing. You will leave each other alone, but you will guide me into the labyrinth. Upon successful navigation, you will not seek me out, and I will turn around, and you will never hear from me again. Unless,
What-
of course, you come looking.
What guarantee do we have of that?
What do we get? Well, hold up. We all hear this?
Yeah, you can all hear it.
Everybody can hear it.
Well, what's the threat if we don't?
We die here, is my assumption.
You hear as you say that.
All I see is darkness,
Man, do you
you
need a
old
law
bag.
speech?
and I
Nova,
ain't afraid of the
let's-
dark.
Let's be cordial here. We have something the Night Mother wants. She has something potentially we want.
I can guarantee you, it is binding by all the courts, fey, fiend, and human. I shall never seek you out, and you shall never seek me.
And we're just supposed to trust some disembodied voice that trapped us in the darkness. That it's bound by Fae and Fiend, and who fucking cares?
Nova. Take a breather.
Young dragon, you're wise. But I can prove it to you if you'd like.
Perhaps a sign of good faith, Night Mother.
Perhaps a sign of mixed faith. How's that?
Fucking
Kinda
show us
shrug.
something.
Okay, she go ahead and roll me a perception check, Nova.
E.
E.
A non-natural one.
Okay. Does a 19 hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
You take 1 point of piercing damage as you feel the small needle jab into your arm, and you feel something stapled essentially to your skin, a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Take your time.
What is that supposed to
Is it? Does it come from behind me?
You're unsure. It's in your arm currently, stabbed into your left.
But I mean, like,
oh,
I guess. Well, is in the back of my arm.
more like right here is where the
So
the
not
stab.
not in front of me where all my comrades are.
It's hard to say the placement. You're kind of standing behind them, so you'd
Yeah.
imagine. Your guess is if this creature got to your side, it's probably from your side.
Yeah, that I guess that's what I was looking for. So
Yeah, you're imagining since your comrades are, unless they've scattered a bit, are pretty much lined up in front of you based on their voices. So probably from your left side.
yeah. So I internally shitting my pants. So pivot on my heels 90 degrees. Breath weapon.
Breath weapon?
As he does this, I would like to invoke my divine sense, which lets me know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Okay.
And
You
it
do invoke-
is, I was going to do my silver breath weapon, so it's a
on
cone.
a cold?
Cone of cold.
I'm gonna say for this, we will end the session there. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I do have it prepped, but I don't. This combat is going to be a while.
You have
Yeah,
a
that's
cone of
probably a
cold.
good idea.
We have a cone of cold breath weapon happening currently. Not a
The
cone of cold,
synergy.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So yes, we will end as you guys hear the familiar slurping in of breath weapon from Nova. You guys have been in a couple scenarios like this before, and you know right where Nova's going with this. For the sake of ease, I suppose, since we're here, actually, go ahead and have everybody roll me initiative for next time. And I will roll for this critter as
Come
well.
on, double digits.
Okay.
Double digits.
22.
Hold on to them, please.
Okay.
As I get some stuff set up here. That was that number, and I need that stat block.
Guys, they're supposed to trick her and get her in there and then kill her when she's out in the open.
Yeah, or go get her what she wants, and then she fucking kills us all.
You never get that far.
Oh, but
Followers of
she hit me! She hit me!
followers of Tyr don't like deception, Kylo.
Followers of Cyric love it.
Well, you got 2 followers of Tyr with you, so
Well,
All right, 20 to 25.
22.
22 for Urzan.
It was an actual natural 20, but plus
Gotcha. 22. 15 to 20. Okay, one moment. 10 to 15.
10. Double digits.
Double digits.
Good lord, guys.
13.
13 for Kyler.
Yes, sir.
That's not that bad.
I was hoping lower, actually. I like going last.
Yeah. Makes sense for your kind of character.
I roll
5 to
high on
10?
initiatives, man.
5s to 10s. Any 5s to 10s?
No.
Dude.
No.
1 to
9.
5.
No,
Oh, 9.
got a 9.
Nova.
Oh,
Nine.
man.
Hold on. So
Of course, whenever I do something cool right before combat, I go like last.
yeah, that's rough.
That's my curse.
It's rough. Yeah, just as a point of order too, just I found it really. I used to run surprise rounds, like the Mercer style. I found it's really hard to balance that way, because it just is so swingy. Like if I get a surprise round on you, it could just easily turn into a TPK. So I like to roll it both ways, that it just works the way the PHB does it, because I get it now. I know how to run it that way. It's a little more complicated, but it's worth, I think, for the balancing of it. So. Just as a point of order, I'm not trying to screw you guys out of surprise rounds.
No,
It just makes it easier mechanics-wise to...
Also, you're the DM. Do what you will.
Right.
I appreciate that.
You have the last say.
Then we have... So, I messed this up when I was writing. Kylar had a 10, and Aldira, you had a 13?
No,
I had a
did
13.
not.
Other way around.
Oh, other way around. Perfect. Okay. Kylar with a 13.
Yours.
Then you have that. Then we have Aldiria with a 10. And then Nova with a 9.
Yes.
Okay, and then... Okay, we have initiative set for next session, you guys. Sorry, this combat has potential to go quite long, so I don't want anyone to...
It's a good idea.
Well, you guys all write down that you're blessed somewhere too, so we can remember.
Ooh.
I'll take notes. Are there any other combat effects that I should be remembering right now? You have a light on you.
Yep.
Anything else that was cast beforehand? Breath weapon from Nova.
Yes, breath weapon.
I had already spent
As they were
earlier.
chatting,
Oh, so Mage
I
Armor.
wanted to do the divine sense. I just didn't really get an opportunity to get a word
Okay.
in.
You know the precise location, and it is right where Nova is currently pointing.
Okay.
Fuck yeah!
It is Fiend.
Yeah.
Definitively Fiend, and you feel this dark, emanating presence of darkness around you that is also in fiendish nature magic, kind of emanating from your divine sense.
Cool.
How long does that last? Is it just a blip, or do you get to concentrate on it to know where she is forever? Because that'll matter in the darkness.
It doesn't really say, but I'm pretty sure it's just a blip.
Okay, I'll double check right now, just so that we
can
have
read
that.
it to you. It's as an action, you can detect it it's until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Oh.
That's cool.
That's really nice.
Because I know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, you
Spoiler
guys,
alert.
I
Cantrip
love-
light.
Point of order: you do have a light on your chest currently, and it seems
And
to
it's
be
not
completely
working.
covered by darkness.
True. I could at least stick her for so you can see her within 5
Come on,
feet, though.
casters.
In the words of the greatest vine of all time, "I'm trying to help you, motherfucker."
I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
What the fuck, Richard?
So yeah, I think that covers all of our pre-game, pre-fight point of orders for next week. I would like to thank everybody who stuck around through the whole stream. Great fun this session. Thanks, players. That was so dope. So much fun. Oh, what a good session. Also, the way you guys interact with my bosses, so killer.
Listen
Love you
here.
Hey, you give me an inch, I'm
All
gonna
right.
take a mile.
Say goodbye.
Love it.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Just remember, Nova loves you.
I just got a bonner.
Bye.